Yes, what we're really doing today. So we're really going on here. So you can see, it's a special theme today. Don't worry about the loss yesterday. Don't worry about the loss. But we got Arsenal special today. So we've got two gentlemen next to me, big Arsenal fans. James, to the right.
How you doing, bro? Thanks for having me on.
Got the nice Arsenal t-shirt there, and we got Edward.
No, come on, man.
Where's your Arsenal shirt, mate?
Nah, I fucked up.
No, I told you 2 weeks beforehand.
Bro, I was still heated
shirt.
this morning.
Huh?
I was still heated this morning from the game last night. I just forgot, bro.
That's no excuse, mate. That's no excuse.
If man knew what I went through the night before, you know what I'm saying? If man knew.
We'll say that. Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. But you got more. You should have more than one Arsenal shirt, don't you?
I do. I have like 5. I've got.
Oh, okay. So we have no excuse for that. Then.
Yeah,
Okay, we have no excuse for that. We have no excuse for that.
I've got a few, but I just fucked up. That's all.
But as you can see today, we've got a nice Arsenal themed special episode today. As we know, Arsenal's been going, a little bit of a dip. We have a little bit of a dip, but some might say there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but some might say it's a long way coming. But lads, in general, what do you think of Arsenal this season then, man? How do you think it's going so far?
I know you go first.
I mean, on the whole, I think league position-wise, you can't really complain, right? Just outside the top 4, decent wins. It started quite badly.
Oh, very
The middle's been fairly good. We've had a few good wins, a few good performances. I don't think you can discount the fact that it's been a challenge with like COVID and injuries and all the rest of it. But at the same time, I think we just want to see a little bit more. I'm a little bit disappointed that we haven't really been able to. I want to see a bit more from Arsenal.
So fair dues. I hear where you're coming from. So you want to see just a bit more bravery, it's a bit more like, let's try and get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the big, because I get what you're saying, in the big games, I don't know what happened with Arsenal, but there's 20 minutes we just look sick, and then the next 20 minutes, we're Arsenal again. You know what I'm saying?
It's too much of a cycle sometimes. So what you want to see when you watch Arsenal is you want to see a sustained period at the right time or capitalise on your good performances early, right? So if you're going to have a good opening half an hour, you got to score in that half an hour. And you got to score again in that half an hour because we're Arsenal. So, we're going to concede at least, but you got to be consistent. And then you have to have another good spell in the game. And you have to kind of game manage a bit better. I think we start well. We used to start very slowly. And we've got quicker more recently.
We're bipolar when it comes to this Arsenal generation is so bipolar, man. But sometimes we'll start slow against the shit teams. And the big good teams will start well and then you know how the rest goes. You know where the rest goes. What were you, Ed? What do you think of the season, man?
Do you know what? I'm going to be real. At the start of the season, the first game when we played against Brentford, and I saw that performance, I was like, shit, we could actually get relegated. I genuinely thought we could get... Like, if we didn't sign 3 or 4 players, then I actually thought we was in trouble. Like, I saw Ben White, I thought, he doesn't look... his first game doesn't look
he's
great.
playing next to Pablo Mari, man.
I know. But you had to look at the team on the day. Like, it was just that bad, I thought. We're losing to a newly promoted team. Like, and it was not just the loss, it was the manner of the loss as well. We didn't lose because of the qualities. We lost because they wanted it more. And that's what made me think we're in trouble this season. But then with the signings of Odegaard, Lokonga, I think every signing's had their positives. So even Lokonga, who's come in, he's had his positive. Ben White's progressed a lot this season as well. So there are a lot of positives this season because I think that as the season's gone on, there's a bit more consistency. I think most Arsenal fans can say what Arsenal's best 11 is right now. I don't know about you, but I can say that I know what Arsenal's best 11 is right now. So there are those positives.
It just picks for itself, really. I'll be honest. It picks for itself.
But then we have the same problems as we've always had. Against the big teams, we just with nothing against the big teams. The consistency is not there. Our waveform has been shoddy for God knows how many years. So the same problems are still there that was there when Wenger was there. But at least now we're seeing a bit more consistency. We've got players that are coming through that look good, like your Saka's, Emma Smith, Odegaard. So there's promise there, but it's still Arsenal.
It's
still Arsenal.
But see, this season is very strange though, man. Like, it just baffles me. Even Aubameyang. What happened to Aubameyang this year, man? I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I was defending this guy to the core last season. I said, look, man, since he came to Arsenal, he's been prolific. The fastest person to score nearly 100 goals. He was nearly there. But after last season, I don't know what happened to it. I gave him a chance because you know what? It's his first bad stint in how many years? How many years? You never.
I can tell you, bro. He's got it's a syndrome. It's called big contract syndrome. He got that big contract.
So you're telling me that because where he changed up was literally overnight. He scored for the final. Came next season.
Yeah, on a new shiny, lovely big contract.
To be fair, he scored in the Community Shield, didn't he? Right, that was the game. I was a few weeks after that, but it's a trophy nonetheless. In every country, they take it seriously, man. It's the English Super Cup. But every country, they take it seriously. I think Oba had a couple of good performances at the start of the season last year as well. It was ignored, and then when we started playing badly, when we sort of exiled Ozil, we had no number 10. We weren't creating much. I think his confidence dropped and his head dropped. I think he's very much a confidence player. If he feels like he's supported and loved and happy, he feels all right. He's gonna score. He's gonna bag. If he doesn't feel that way and it's all negative and he doesn't always respond to that quite well, and as captain, I think that adds extra pressure as well. Then this season, he didn't actually start badly at all. When he came in the Spurs game, I think everyone was like, look at the link-up play.
I thought he was coming back.
And he had a good few games where he put in some shifts. The Villa game, he was pretty good as well. Yeah, missed penalty, but followed it up in. You know what I mean? I think he's still got more goals than Lacazette this season. Which is which is hilarious. Do not get everyone's favorite link-up player.
I can't. Don't get me started on that bottle.
Don't get me wrong. If I'm picking one to guarantee me a goal, I know who I'm picking.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know no matter how bad Oba's been, I still think there's qualities in him. I think if he's given a chance, right players around him. I think you look at Leicester and Vardy, for example, just to take it off a tangent here a little bit. Vardy's what, 30, 34?
34.
And he's still bagging.
He's still putting the cream on across the
What Leicester do is they play for him. It's all geared around him. They're their battle jobs as well. But the point is they get him the ball. They get him the ball in positions where he wants it, where he needs it. They look to isolate in behind, get him running onto stuff and give him an easy finish to make. But also they get goals from the midfield by the likes of Maddison. Were it not for Saka and Smith Rowe this season, we wouldn't have many goals at all because we're playing this specific, trying to get on the end of stuff and trying to build around a link. Sometimes it's too complex, and I think you've got to play to your strengths, to your striker, and that overall feeds into how I feel about Arteta. It's playing to the strength of your team rather than trying to build exactly what you want overnight. I think you have to be able to coach what you've got around you to get to the next level, and that's not something I think he's particularly good at.
Arteta?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. But still, I mean, you say Lacazette now, and I can't stand Lacazette. I can't stand. I can't stand Lacazette. When I see AFTV videos saying, Lacazette's better than Aubameyang, I was like, are you fucking nuts? I don't care about link-up play. He's not a number 10. He's not your striker. Striker's supposed to score me goals. You don't score me. What was his highest? You know what his highest tally so far for Arsenal? 14. That's pathetic.
So, FYI, Oba noted that in his first half season.
Exactly. Come on, man. Come on. You came here scoring 20 goals in a row for Lyon, and you come here doing.
You know what, though? I think I understand why. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but with Lacazette, since Wenger took him, every season he's tended to go 5 yards deeper as a player. And now, when you see Arsenal going forwards, you see Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe or Pepe or whoever is playing on the wings. They're always ahead of Lacazette. So when they're in a position to cross the ball, who's there? And that's the problem with Lacazette. He's not in the right position because he's so deep, almost like a false nine, or like you said, like an attacking midfielder almost. That he's not going to get goals because he's not in the position to score goals.
If I'm Lacazette, do you have no shame? You got Giroud. We don't even score goals for France. Playing above you. Come on, where's your pride at, man?
When I watched Lacazette play a game, and he had a really good game this game. I think Southampton. He ended up between the two centre backs at one point. I was like, that's not what you should be.
Yeah,
that's not as a striker. You got to be in around the ball. You look at people look at me like, Firmino for Liverpool. He's a great false nine. All the rest of it. He allows others to score. They've brought in Jota to do exactly the same job that Firmino's been doing for 3 years, and he's been banging goals. If Mane's not bagging, at least between Salah and Jota, they're keeping the team afloat. There's goals in the team. For me, your striker's got to be scoring goals. I think link-up play is beautiful, and Joga Benito and all the rest of it. But from the era we grew up watching football, you could do both.
Look at Henry, for example.
it shouldn't be a
you score goals, you make goals. That's what we want right now. You know what I'm saying? All this link up play, I can't stand that shit. But what do you think about the new signings this year, though? What are the new signings this year?
I think for the most part they've all been positive. I know I mentioned it earlier on. Ben White, I think, has grown a lot since he's come. I think at first he did struggle, but he's grown a lot, and I think his partnership with Gabriel's has been.
I'll give him that.
It's been solid.
Ben White's been a highlight this year. He's been come to his own. I think with a bit of steel next to him, it makes him play his game. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you're playing against Pablo Mari, man, don't get me wrong. Pablo Mari technically he's decent, but he's not a tough player.
I've seen him get bullied too many times.
Exactly. You're gonna get bullied. You're gonna get munched, chumped to the centre back. You know what I'm saying? Even with Holding, you're not gonna get anywhere good with Holding. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stand Holding. I think I don't know why he's still here. The only thing that's gone good about him is fucking hairline. literally, his hairline literally magically reappeared. How do you do that? Like, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, how do you do that? Teach me, Holding. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? But I think personally, what about you? What's your favourite player?
New signings, I was sceptical. Like I went on record as saying that signing Ramsdale was like signing Richard Wright 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing. I was like,
you know what, Ramsdale?
I got Richard Wright from Ramsdale just based on what I'd seen over the. But credit to him, he's held his own. Tomiyasu, I was like, who? I love Tomiyasu.
Well,
I think he's done relatively well. I think he's had a few games more recently where we're starting to see the cracks a little bit, and maybe I'm not sure if he's been overperforming for such a long time or he's played a lot of games and there isn't much backup. You know, there's a lot of questions around some of his performances recently. I think he's had a few games where he hasn't looked that great. I feel like he's done all right, but he hasn't looked. When you set a standard, people need to hit that standard frequently, and I guess he's not doing that as much. But because he's still fairly new to the side, I think he's getting away with it a little bit.
Nah, but I think he's doing better than Tavares, in my opinion.
Overall, I think it was positive. I know he got dread against Forest, but before that, like he did all right. I mean, you know.
No, see, Tavares
hasn't had many bad games.
For me, he was doing too much. He was doing too much. He was playing. He was trying to think he was fucking Trent, and then his passes very wayward. If you clocked it, very wayward.
Again, when he got dread against Forest, he had like a 56% pass completion.
Yeah, he's like even he made some passes that lead toward us conceding goals.
I remember the back pass to the keeper, which was like
which one against Liverpool?
Against them. Against Forest the other day, where he literally hoofed it back to the keeper.
Oh my goodness! I'm like, that's the
heart in the mouth moments.
I mean, that's the bad part of his game. Like, he's too more. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the forward thinking, but he needs to come back, and he needs to the time of it needs to be better, man. I think the timing needs to be better.
First in it kind of thing.
You know what I'm saying?
But I still think it's a positive signing. Like, there's a lot of talent there, and he's 19.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time to grow.
So
that's why I give him a chance. He's got a lot of time to grow.
Yeah.
It's not a thing where fuck him, get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But also he's young enough to like if you sell him, it's not a big deal, and you can get another young left back in who might do the job. And then of course you got Lukonga, who I think has been hit and miss, but I think there's elements to his game which are pretty positive.
But he's young.
But again, he's young, and he's got physically wise as well. I think he needs to grow into the stature of being a big sort of centre midfielder, and he's not going into his body yet, if you know what I mean. Like, if you're under 23, he's still got grand to do.
I think give him 2 years. I think he's going to be a monster when he.
Let him hit the gym a couple of times. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I think he's going to be a monster because he knows how to. He doesn't lose the ball. Yeah, he don't lose the ball. He just doesn't pass forward.
You said that, but yesterday he passed forward for Lacazette's a really good shot for Lacazette that he. I think the ball's still in the air.
Again, the guy can't score.
But the pass, but the touch from Lukonga and the sort of swivel pass, I thought. Not many players. I don't see a lot of that from our centre mids. I don't see enough of that from Jack.
So that's progression because I usually see Lukonga just side to side pass,
keeping it safe. But I think he's had a few games where he's played in the 8. He's played in the 8 on that left hand side. He looked right. I remember the Newcastle game, for example. We had quite a good game there. If you look at Odegaard as well, who's other new signing.
I think he's been fucking brilliant this season.
Well, you see, the thing is with Odegaard, I was a little bit underwhelmed, and I'll tell you why.
Really?
Because it was Maddison versus Odegaard in terms of media hype and who we're gonna get, and I actually preferred Maddison for the simple fact that
really. You
need goal. I like my number 10 to score.
Odegaard's been scoring.
Particularly where you need a couple extra goals. But I don't think Odegaard's prolific or as consistent with it. He's also not as versatile. I think he's not a number 8. He's only a number 10. And he's a certain way of playing for him that relies on him playing sort of on that right hand, in that right half space, looking for sort of quick 1-2s and passes. The versatility for me. Sometimes you need a nice ball over the top. again, short distances are fine, but he hasn't got the passing range of per se like an Ozil, per se.
Don't think so.
Not
Odegaard.
Not at the same. How can I put it?
Not at the same
Not
level.
at the same level.
Okay.
There's a certain je ne sais quoi in my number 10 that I like, and I guess maybe he's not there for me.
What, you want
But
to be Zidane or something? You're not Zidane.
it's a personal. It's harsh. It's harsh on him because I think he's actually done okay. I think he started badly and he's recovered.
I think he's been an unsung hero.
But I think he gets. I don't know. I've always been a little bit like underwhelmed by him.
Do you know, I actually agree with you. I think it was until he scored that free kick against Burnley. At that point, I was thinking, has he been that good? Like, what has he actually done?
First few games we've been pathetic, but I think ever since then he's
even in a few games. I mean, even the Norwich game after that, he wasn't really that influential. He played a few, and he got dropped for quite a bit. Don't forget, he got dropped a lot. And
I think that kind of gave him motivation because
he's
been all right. Like,
my point is that he's kind of come back into it. When he was on loan here last year, I was a bit like, I wasn't really seeing the output. I think you look at, because not that you want to focus on numbers, but you want to see more goals and more assists, really.
I thought you come from. But I think he was last year, I think his eye was on Real Madrid. I think when you realise you went Real Madrid, and like, oh yeah, Cruz, Modric, oh yeah, I'm not having no chance.
Let me ask then, who do you have in your team right now as a starter? Would you rather have Emil Smith-Rowe or Odegaard as a starter? Because I don't think both of them. Like, I know we've had both of them in the team at times, but because of Martinelli, Emil Smith-Rowe has been dropped, and I don't think we should look back. Yeah, I don't think we should look back.
ESR's probably a slight. I prefer ESR because I prefer the way he plays,
and he scores more goals.
And it's more. Some of it's more of a. It's the movement as well sometimes and the speed. I think ESR's is a little bit quicker than Odegaard.
Even the speed of dribbling, he's actually a scary player.
I don't actually think many games. The problem with Odegaard sometimes as well is I feel like sometimes games pass him by a little bit. As a number 10, it's likely to happen sometimes if you're not involved in it, if you don't get enough of the ball. But sometimes like there's not enough games where he takes the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that West Ham game where we drew 3-3, we were 3-0 down after like 10 minutes, and then last year, and then he basically pulled it out of the bag. I want to see a little bit more of that. Basically.
I hear you.
But at the price point, for what he's done so far, you can't really complain. So I don't really want to complain about him. It's more that I just have a personal. I mean, it's what I like for my number 10. I'll be
honest. I would prefer. I think Odegaard should be number 10. I don't mind seeing Les Smith on the left because it looks like he's scoring. Well, you're getting good input. I want to see Martinelli up top. I'm not gonna lie. Look, say it is. I can't stand. I don't like Lacazette, and that's you're not gonna fool me by these little performances that he's doing recently. No, I don't care. I want him gone. Don't give him a new contract. I don't care if he's a captain. I want to see Martinelli, put him up top. I think he's ready. Yes, he needs to add. His finishing needs to improve drastically. So I think that's one of Martinelli's actually poorest aspects is dribbling. I mean, it's finishing.
I was going to say.
I think finishing.
Well, when he first started on the Emery, I remember he scored a couple of headers. He got all kinds of goals, and we thought he could really be a striker. And I just wonder if Arteta trusts him there to play as a striker more than anything else. But
but you see with Martinelli, he's got aspects where he can actually trouble you, and he doesn't care what you are. He don't care if you're in that. He don't care if it. Look at Trent. Trent was struggling against him. I was going to say,
he had him on toast yesterday.
He was struggling.
It's a shame because, if Arsenal could figure out a way to get the ball more to him so he could isolate Trent, then we could have got some real success there.
You know what it is? I think sometimes Martinelli focuses so much on trying to cut in the scoring. If he just had a set thing where he knows how to just do the right movement and just literally do the right movement off the ball and have one specific chance and just keep on make it a routine like Henry did. I think he'll be scary. He'll be a scary. He never gives you a moment's peace.
Yeah,
I realize that he never gives you a moment's peace, bro. Like he wants that ball, but
he's a problem, innit? And I know Klopp called him out as being like after the game as being like a top player as well. After the Liverpool game last night.
And Klopp don't say you're a top player for no reason. That's what I got to say.
He's no Pep, is he?
He ain't say like a top player. He didn't say that. That's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But which player needs to go though, man? What player actually just needs to go fuck off from Arsenal? Because I can name a few.
Yeah, there's about 6 or 7. Like I
6
think
or 7. You saying 6 or 7?
6 or 7 could easily leave tomorrow.
Well, Kalashnikov actually started so far, so that's a good thing.
I mean, with the striker situation, I think all of them can go. Eddie Nketiah, Aubameyang, Alexa, all of them.
Why is Eddie Nketiah even?
All of them.
Oh my God, he bugs me as a player because he actually thinks he's better than he is.
I know the hat trick against
What do you
Sunderland.
think, James?
I went to the Leeds game, the Carabao Cup game, and when he scored, and where I was sitting in the East Stand, it looked so bad. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, did he miss that?
I'm thinking, oh my God, he's gonna miss it. He's gonna miss it.
I feel like Nketiah's is a very much a penalty box striker. He's a poacher, old school. And again, I think in the era of two strikers, he might be alright. He might be a decent Premier League sort of Championship level striker. Personally, I don't think he's at the right standard for Arsenal. I don't think he's good enough to play for the club. I think his level maybe isn't what it needs to be. But he can finish, and I think if you get him the ball in the right areas for the right team, he'd be okay. But
in League One, he can. You know, League One,
hat-trick against League One opposition, innit? And he looked fantastic.
You put him in League One, he'll be a fucking superstar.
Gets a match ball every week.
Bro, you saw him against Nottingham Forest. He was terrible.
Terrible. And they're not necessarily a top level. You know, they've had. I know Chris Heath was in charge. He's been sacked and they replaced the manager. So I know they've had a few issues with their own squad this year.
Exactly.
And they made us look like a very average team.
Exactly. Just bullied us to the park. Bullied us. What player are you going to go with? What about you, Edward?
To leave, I've said the 3 strikers. I'll also go with the centre halves as well. So Pablo Mari can go.
I thought so because he actually started well for me, man. He was actually all right.
He should never be signed in the first place, in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the point was.
Even though it was a panic signing, but he was the best of a bad bunch last season.
I think he's played 14 Premier League games in the whole time he's been here.
Oh shit, that's goddamn.
1 game for every million he cost. I don't know what.
Coasting for a living.
Well, the funny thing is, like Chelsea signed Malang Sarr, and he's a sort of a young guy from Nice. He's a similar left-sided centre back. Why don't we just wait until someone sign him for free? And even if you don't like him, give him a 2-3 year deal. After that, you sell him. Then get rid of him, make a little profit. Chelsea gonna get rid of him for about 7 million.
Signing Pablo Mari.
No, that was an Arteta signing.
I don't know, man.
That was definitely an Arteta signing.
Emery signing
From Flamengo. You don't sign a centre back from 26 years old from Brazil, like playing in Brazil, Spanish national playing in Brazil. That's not for Arsenal.
True.
Of course, he started off alright because a game. I think we had Portsmouth and we won that 2-0, and then we had like the West Ham game, won that 1-0 when he played a couple of games and he just happened to get clean sheets.
Yeah, well, okay. When you keep clean sheets, you kind of answer my question. Can you defend him in a sticky situation? And he could when he started, but then now when I saw him against Brentford, I'm like, God, Brentford. I'm like, God. Damn.
I always knew he was a bit suspect anyway. I always was.
I
always just felt he was never really like his head was never really in the game. You playing in a low block, he's all right. Him and Holding as low block defenders actually. If you're playing in a low block,
Holding,
they're actually okay because it's meat and drink for them. Just head the ball all day long and kick it long. But Holding can go to another club. He needs to restore his career in his hairline.
He needs to go back to Bolton. That's why he needs to do.
Both of them can go. Like, why not?
Fully
Even
agree.
Callum Chambers. Like,
he's an enigma for me, man. Like one day he'll have a great game, the next day he'll just be like, "Oh my God, what are you?" Like I remember against Man City. Oh my, that's the worst I've ever seen a Callum Chamber be. Like he was terrible. Yeah. Like there were times.
I've seen him worse than that against Swansea. Jefferson Montero did him in. I thought,
right. I can forgive you a fullback, but when you're a centre back, which is your natural position, and you're literally making like he would literally toast. Like there was a point that he slipped. And then he just pretended to be injured. I'm like, nah, bro.
How long has he been at the club now? 6
He's been where he was there since Wenger was there.
Yeah, he's like among the longest. He must be like the longest ever player, ain't it?
Don't say that to me, bro. Don't say that to me, bro. Like,
he's not far off, innit? He's not far off.
He must be because he came 2015.
Oh yeah, he was from Southampton, innit?
In Southampton, he played.
When the Holding came, he was a Wenger player as well. Also, isn't it?
Was it maybe this year after? If I'm thinking rightly, because Holding played the FA Cup final, didn't he, against Chelsea?
I think you're right, though.
I remember there was that period when Wenger got all the British players on new contracts. So there was Chambers, Holding, Ramsey at the time,
Wilshere.
Who was the other one?
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah, Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Kieran Gibbs was still there, I think, at the time as well.
Kieran Gibbs. Oh my God, Kieran Gibbs. Kieran Gibbs, he was such a bag average fullback.
Funny, he had some good seasons though, innit? Like where he could have. I think that's the problem with a lot of players, innit? They can be good on their day, but when you need them to, consistency is what makes a top player, innit? You can be a 7 out of 10 one week, 5 the next, and that can be average performance. But like, if you're gonna be a top player, you got to be a 7, 8 out of 10 every week. And
Oh my God!
we don't have a lot of those players in our squad.
James, sorry to cut. I just realised who I need to go. You know, I just realised who the one player that has to go is Pepe. He needs to go, man. And yes.
Oh, that's
yes.
controversial.
What?
That's controversial for me,
How?
you know, because I think there's talent there. I think there's a lot of talent there.
Oh yeah, what for fucking cage football? For cage football.
No, he's done good
Alright,
in.
you got the floor, Edward. Come on,
Yeah,
go on.
he's done good in the African Cup of Nations, and look, I just think the talent's there. I don't know if it's because of the coach that he's not performing at the level, but the talent's there. Like, I see flashes of what he can do, and I just think someone needs to bring it out of him. I don't know if Arteta's the man to do it.
How long have you been at Arsenal for? 3 years now.
This is the first season, isn't it?
First season. I have not seen nothing.
Yeah, but this season, has he really had since he come out of the team, he hasn't had a chance to really
Yeah,
show
but when he
anything.
has a chance, he don't do nothing.
Last year it wasn't too bad, but the problem is I think we overpaid for him, and his price tagitis as well. Innit? So the price tag has caused a problem for him. I don't think he's as bad as he plays all the time, but his performances have definitely led to people thinking that he's not good enough.
All right, so
and maybe this is the right club for him. Maybe he goes somewhere else and be a top player.
Okay, James. All right, Edward. All right, on the road though, what is his best attribute as a player? You've seen him. We've watched him enough now. It's 3 years now. What is his best attribute as a player?
Dribbling.
I think he's a decent finisher as well, actually.
Yeah, that is.
I think he gets a lot of. I think he's a decent finisher. Cutting on that
left
right
foot.
with his left foot.
Okay.
As an inside forward, I think he actually does that decently. He scored a few goals like that. Remember that goal against Wolves last year as well?
Yeah.
On his right foot, weaker right foot. where he
Okay,
top
okay,
bins
okay.
it.
Let's just say there's far worse players in the team than Pepe.
All right, cool. Okay. I'll give you that. But this is what I'm saying for all the attribute he had. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. Yeah. So I was at the Olympiacos game. You know, remember the last one where you know. We were 1-0, they beat us 1-0, and then we were playing at the back like we won fucking 6-0, like no, play it forward. There was a point where Pepe, he had the left back isolated, literally isolated. He spun him, Dust, yes, go score. He chills, he waits for him. He's trying to cut us out. Cool. Are you guys can't score? No. What he does, he beats him again. Cool, go score now. No, he waits for me. He cuts out like, oh my God. So I'm looking at him now, thinking, is he gonna cut inside or is he actually gonna try? So he's literally trying to beat him again. And you know what? In fact, he beats him again. Smokes him for dust. So I'm thinking, all right, are you gonna pass Lacazette or are you gonna try and do a dumb thing and try to score now in a tight angle? You know what this dumb does? He tries to score, hits the side net in. I was done from him from there. From there, I was done. I was like, this guy needs to fuck off.
Do you know
now.
what though? Do you know what though? Like, a lot of things that you said can be worked on. So like the way he does people, like the way he gets past people.
He rips people. Like, we saw in his first game against Liverpool. He took Robertson for dust.
But that's what I'm trying to say. The talent's there. I think like there's a manager out there that can harness that talent and get some consistency out of him. I just don't think it's Arteta.
In a counter-attacking team,
maybe
he'd be okay, but not. The problem is the price he paid for him. He's probably like only a 35 million player, and he paid double that for him, and the output has been like half of what we expected.
You know what's for me, yeah. Like, and this is what got me Pepe. This is what got me pissed off that day. He always complains when he feels he doesn't get a chance. We'll give him a chance against probably a 2-bit bop team in League One. He'll do his thing. Like, he'll rip him apart. Lovely, destroy him, take him for dust. Yeah, okay, cool. You got your chance back now in the Premier League. Does fuck all. His decision making is borderline conference. I don't care what anyone tells me. Like when Bissaka defending his borderline conference. Not defending. His attacking borderline conference. Pepe's fucking decision making is borderline conference. You do something 1 minute, you're brilliant. The next minute. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, literally, like, bro, like, and it just bugs me. Like, why are you here? Like, I don't know how you got any patience. I don't have patience for him, man. My patience was done against Olympiacos. I'm not going to front, bro.
And like, can we go through the whole team and just like do stay or leave? We'll start with the goalkeeper.
He's definitely staying. Ramsdale's definitely staying.
Leno.
You can fuck off.
I'll keep him.
I quite like him. I think he's a good second choice.
Huh?
He's a good second choice keeper.
Well, you weren't made to be second choice. You were made to be a first class.
I also think he's a decent first choice keeper as well.
Huh?
I think he's a decent first choice keeper as well.
Yeah, no. I'll give you that because I think Arteta wants a ball playing centre back, a person who could a sweeper keeper in it, and Leno just can't do that.
What's hilarious about Ramsdale though is that I don't remember him ever doing this at any club before.
Yeah.
Maybe at Bournemouth, maybe did a little bit of this, but I don't remember him being like Sheffield United being a sweeper keeper. I remember him being quite suspect. And this is the joke.
Yeah.
But apparently, so in his talk, you know, Ben Foster does that whole cycling goalkeeper stuff. His little influencer stuff. He's got his Love Island career ready for him. Basically, he said to Ben Foster that that Arsenal made him do that when he came there. That he's not really his natural game. They made him do that when he got. So when he got the stuff for Arsenal, they coached that into him.
What, play the ball
Playing
out?
out the back from It was never really his game before.
He's fucking superb though.
Yeah, but he's done it really well. So I think maybe they saw something in him about his adaptability that made him want to sign him. But I don't think he was ever like signed with that in mind. Like no one ever watched him do that before. Because we were surprised. We all thought, what?
Yeah, I
Ramsdale.
don't know many Arsenal fans that were happy
true,
with that. Like Ramsdale.
Yeah, a lot. Even Sheffield United fans were like, "You're going to expect really from Ramsdale."
But no, Ramsdale, you know it is, yeah. And I think Leno got the Joe Hart effect. When I say Joe Hart effect, like when Pep came in, Joe Hart was the end or cream of a goalkeeper. What should be? You're big. You make the goal look small. You can shot stop, and you just could be the big leaguest, loudest cunt of the pitch, innit? What you can't do, you can't play the ball on your feet. And that in the end, that killed him. That killed him because Pep, if you can't do that with Pep, you're gone. Obviously, what Arteta learning shit from Pep.
Yeah.
So literally, Leno can't play the ball out for shit. He cannot do it. He feels so. You look at him. When you pass the ball, he's shitting himself.
Funny when we had Czech as well, though, right? And then Leno came in. He was better at it than Czech was.
Yeah, because even Czech, he wasn't really that type of keeper.
Then he kicked him so they against Man City. Oh, we were all looking at him like, I remember I was in a bar watching, I was like, oh no. The old boy's got to go.
Leno got he literally got the Joe Hart effect, and I can't lie to you, that just killed his Arsenal career.
But like, I know he was brought as a number one, but as a number two, he's solid.
Yeah,
solid
I'll give you that.
And if we're being real, that's what he is right now.
But you all know he doesn't want to be that though.
Of course he doesn't. But that's what he is. It is what it is, isn't it?
As a man, that will shatter you. Obviously, you can't show it.
I'm not sure, playing for Arsenal as a
you're paying me, but at the end of the day, I want to pay you. I don't want to be like a useless sloth.
I mean, to be fair, he should have got a start in the Forest game, and he probably should have got a start in Carabao Cup. I want to say but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, he did start all the Carabao Cup games
except the semi-final, innit?
Oh yeah, that's a bit of a piss take.
If you're gonna do the commit to playing the
games,
cup,
you gotta give him that chance.
You gotta keep the cup keeper. There's no Europe as well, so if he was in Europa League, it would be
that's
different.
true. That's true. No, that's
get
true.
More games as well.
That's the best thing like Wenger used to do. He just let all his fringe players, go play cup games.
That's how you get, I think, like confidence and keep the players fit and that and sharp. That's what, because like if Ramsdale gets an injury tomorrow, for example, touch wood doesn't, but if he does, he needs to step up and be number one again. And really and truly, you want to be sharp to do that. So you can, to have him cold, so to speak, and not play for ages, and throw him into a big game.
That's true.
With that being said, I don't think he's performed bad at any time that it's had to come in over Ramsdale. I think
because he's energized. You got something to prove. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be like he wants to show you that he's still got it in it. So I'll give him that. With that being said, I don't think we're gonna sell our back four anytime soon. I think I'm keeping my back four all the same. And even Tavares.
You mean the starting back four?
Yeah, even Tavares. I'll keep Tavares.
Chambers, Holding, Murray.
Murray's gonna load it.
Whole squad. You're going to the whole squad.
Yeah, we'll go for the whole squad, not just the first 11.
Yeah, no, Chambers.
Murray's on loan anyway, so it's going to Udinese.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's actually not bad for him.
That's good.
That's actually good. That's actually not
bad.
It's
a slow league. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be love it. He'll be
world class. Someone will be like, we should sign him.
Nah, Holding's got to go for me, man. Holding's got to go. Like he is so bad. He's so average. He's not a Premier League player.
It's funny because I've seen him perform well in certain games, and just like for the bands of it, he's performed well in certain games where like low game when you got to defend a lot, You got head the ball out. That's his kind of where he stands out.
He's another winger player, I swear.
Yeah. He's an old school stopper.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say, he was good under Wenger, and then since Wenger's left, I don't think.
That's true.
Yeah,
no,
I think
you're
he's
right
declined.
there. I mean, I remember his first game. He had Costa on the ropes. He had Costa on the ropes. He made him lose his head. And my man was like,
Well, like FA Cup final, wasn't it?
it was like, I've got
Mertesacker with Monreal on one side.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Got to appreciate Wenger's genius.
I know. But
I think that was our last good leader. Mertesacker.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest. You got
still at the club though, isn't he? Still at the club though.
He didn't. Why do you think the youngest so good?
Yeah.
There we go. Midfield wise, Xhaka.
You know, I think he can. I think he can go. I don't know. I don't really know what the appeal is for people to say want to love him. He's played under four different managers now, and everyone loves him.
You know what it is?
But-
I'm Arteta. This is Xhaka.
Do you know what though? I've watched Xhaka a few times, and I actually understand why he gets in the team, just because like the way he drags players about, the way he talk, like he's a good communicator. Like let's not excuse it for talent.
Hold on. Just told you. Were Xhaka in the same time Arteta was in the club, playing wise?
I think Arteta had retired the season before he started. It's like his replacement.
All right, cool. Because I don't get how he just baffles me how he always loved Xhaka so much.
Arteta was quite he was a good midfielder, but he wasn't like world class.
On his heyday, it was good. But now,
when he came to Arsenal, for example, like when Arteta came to Arsenal, for example, he wasn't quite finished. But he had 2 seasons, I think it was, maybe 3 seasons, and after that he was finished. After the FA Cup winning campaign, he was kind of finished at Arsenal.
I think he was finished when he came to Arsenal. He was just because when he was Everton, he was a pure CM. When he came to Arsenal,
he was number 10 at first, isn't it? And then
Yeah.
he dropped deeper and deeper as the years went on.
I'm saying.
But when he came to Arsenal, he was like I remember 12, 13. He really like led the squad. He said, well,
Yeah, I still remember that goal against Man City.
from the free kick.
from way back.
From way back.
Yeah.
Screamer.
He had that in him as well.
I'll give you that.
So I think that's what he liked. He sees a similar kind of player as him.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
I
But
don't know
Xhaka
what
for me,
I don't know what that similar play.
he's not mobile enough.
Nowhere near mobile.
And I think his decision making at times, and like the constant red cards. And
How many chances do you need to have, man? Why
it was very unnecessary.
Always in big games, like you always want to lose your head. I don't know.
I don't fancy this today. I'm gonna go for early shower, lads. That's how the City one felt.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put in a challenge until I get enough. Like, well, hang on a second.
You know what it reminds me of, yeah? And this is my time in coaching. You have this one player who's a problem child, but he has talent. So, and you give him that speech like, yo, bro, I believe in you, You're a sick player. I think you'll do bits. All you need to do is just don't do anything rash. Do this. And you give him that speech. He's energized. He's on it. You go on the pitch now. It's going all good, yeah. First 10 minutes, yeah. Love it. And then, bullshit. He fucks up. Like he does, like, bro, we just spoke about it. And then he gets the red card and he's looking at you and he's looking at you like, he doesn't want to look at you. He puts his head down like bro, like he put his head down like, bro, why are you feeling sorry for yourself? You just always fucks up.
Do you know what? There was an interest, and sorry to kind of change it a bit, but there was an interesting story Jose Mourinho did about Balotelli. I don't know if you've seen it, but he had a story about when it was half time. He only had Balotelli fit, and he was on a yellow card, and he was saying to Balotelli, "Don't make any challenges. We need you on the pitch. Just stay on your feet. Don't dive in." And then I think in the second half, 2 minutes later, he dives in and gets sent off. That's Xhaka.
I feel like it's so
That's
true.
Xhaka.
It's so true, man. And then even the Man City game where we were literally dominating you. We're dominating.
Yeah.
If he didn't grab his shirt, that wasn't a penny. That wasn't a penny. It's only because he grabbed his shirt.
And
Like,
he gave
what
the
makes
ref
you think
the decision to make, and his reputation is such that he's a little bit irrational at times in certain
little bit?
situations.
Oh, a
I mean,
little
look, to give him some credit, some credit. Like there's been times where he's done some. It hasn't always been like a red or a yellow card offence, or the punishment's been harsher than the actual offence itself. And I kind of get that with Xhaka a little bit, but at the same time, you got to, at a certain point, you got to kind of stop and think. If you're not going to learn now at 28,
when you're
not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, when you're going to learn.
And that's what I think, and that's why I think he's not the right player for this.
It's true.
For this
It's
side,
true,
and even
yeah,
for the
true.
way the Premier League moves and the way that Arteta wants to play, I'm surprised he wants someone that that takes an extra couple seconds or extra couple touches on the ball.
True.
Because you usually want to be quick interplay, and I feel like sometimes we take too long to get from one end to the other, and Xhaka's part of that. Moving the ball very slowly. That's one of the reasons why it's not just based on the whole disciplinary record, which is appalling. It's more based on like his attributes and what he does game to game, which. And even though it's a bit of a coincidence, I do think he does help the team. We do look a little bit more like Xhaka and Partey is probably our best partnership in the midfield. Much as I hate to admit it, it probably is the best partnership in the midfield.
But didn't we go on a good run without Xhaka though?
Did all right. I mean, I know we had Lokonga and Partey, and we turned it around at the start, and then came back in the side again when he was injured, and then after we came straight back in the side again. So,
I do think the best Arsenal this season has had Xhaka in it.
Unfortunately, I do agree.
Yeah, I mean,
it was against like low league opposition, beating.
But it's just Xhaka. You never know when that ticking time bomb ticks in, man. That's the only thing about it, bro. And it happened in a big game where he would just lose his head. I'm like, bro. And then we were all like, get Xhaka out now. He's never going to... Look, he was supposed to go Roma. Somehow he's still here.
It was there. It's like an open goal. You only have to tap it in.
Like, here you go, Marino, here you go. And somehow it didn't happen. I'm like, brother, like, I tell you, why are you keeping this guy? Like literally...
Give him a new contract. It didn't have to give him a new contract. Didn't have to give him a new contract,
You got more money. You got new money. You're like, oh, shit.
Didn't have to give him a new contract. Like, you could have just waited until the end of the season and then decided. Like, but no, here's the money.
Take the money. Take the money.
And they knew it would piss us off because they didn't even make a big deal about it. They knew it would piss us off. They just knew.
One of them, keep it under the radar.
Take the what and leave the what? Boy, you might give me all the money. But for that, I would say Xhaka. But you know what person I can't stand even more than Xhaka? Yeah, of course. I'm glad you said that. I can't stand El Neni. I think he's such a backwards player. But when he's come to defending, he is terrible. Absolute terrible. Like, you can literally go past him with minimum effort. Minimal effort.
It's one of them where, he's not the best, but he's what we got. You know what I mean? He's what we've got. We just...
How he's lasted so long is a joke as well. How was he lasted so long at Arsenal? I would love to know.
Huh?
I would love to know he's lasted so long at Arsenal.
How is Maitland now gone before him?
Oh, yeah.
I would have kept Maitland Niles all day long. I think when I saw Maitland Niles come home, I'm like, oh my fucking God. And we still got old Nenny. Like, why?
When I saw Maitland Niles in midfield a couple of games, I think I went to the Watford game.
He was good.
I thought he had a really good game.
He was good.
I thought,
he was
solid.
What?
Like, and I've seen him in Europa League in the centre midfield a couple of times. And what was interesting was he had the mobility to stretch, it's this whole moving the ball quickly and moving up the pitch a bit quicker. And because Xhaka and Onana haven't really got that speed, but AMN has got that sort of speed. The thing with AMN is concentration for me. Like, it's holding back from being a top level player. Concentration always holding back a little bit. I think he's got a little bit of decision making. He's with 23 and he still hasn't quite nailed it yet. I feel like
I can't blame him for that though. Like he's been moved about everywhere.
He's just a utility man. He's good at those positions though. He's good at being a utility man. And I think if you're a good centre midfielder, you can easily be a decent right or left back. Look at Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm sure he came through as a centre mid.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, though, I think with Ainsley, I think him going to Roma was more him than the club. Because if you remember in the last transfer window, he was desperate to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I think not much has changed from the last transfer window to this transfer window.
I just don't think he likes Arteta.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like Arteta.
But I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I can't blame him. Like Arteta did promise him stuff, and it was never there.
Yeah, I think he deserved a couple more chances. I think there was opportunities to give him. He would have been good in a game, for example, like against Forest. I think he would have been actually a missing piece. He might not have been changed it around, but he might have actually helped to do something.
That's still that toughness. I think he.
A bit of toughness, a firm challenge, a bit of a decent pass,
even against Liverpool. I think he would have.
Yeah, I think he would have done well in that because our midfield was flat. Very flat. Our midfield.
Erdogan's not centre midfielder, is he?
Yeah, it's more balanced.
I didn't tell you that. I was most worried about. I was more worried about our midfield because our midfield looked dire, and you could tell. Like a party, you bring a party, but just when he came off a plane, really.
But the thing is, we haven't really got any strength and depth, and this is the biggest problem with us. We've got a decent first 11. We know what picks itself as the first 11.
Facts.
In terms of like subs and you never really want to sign players as backups. Like you kind of want to be in Chelsea's position where they could just play Ziyech one day and Mount the next day or CHO another day. They got options. We don't really have options like that. And there's nothing wrong with knowing your best first 11 because you want to have that, but you want to have players that are pushing and challenging.
Well, of course.
Don't really see enough of these players, these fringe players, pushing and challenging to get into the side. Only really Lokonga. can maybe stake a claim for a position already.
Well, to be honest, like
ahead of Xhaka, you might say it's the only placement you might make.
Yeah.
And maybe ESR over Martinelli and vice versa. Yeah. But there's not really that many players. You really want to have sort of 2 or 3, and particularly that can change a game. And that's the one thing that I think we haven't managed to do. All the money's been overhauling the squad. You look at when Emery finished 5th.
Oh, that was
1 point off when we got to Europa League final.
Yeah, it's true.
We haven't actually improved since then, and we spent about 200 plus million.
Facts.
And we've not really improved. And that's my biggest problem overall.
Facts.
And people talk about trusting the process and going back to go forward again, but I'm not really even seeing enough progression. Because what you want to be seeing is a season with no Europe and a season with no distractions. Yeah, we've had a decent cup run in one cup.
Yeah,
but the point is,
should be a lot better.
Should be a lot better than what we've been. And some of the performances haven't been good. And I know we won, like talk about the Burnley game, we won 1-0, and the Norwich game won at home 1-0 before the return fixture. We won 5-0. We didn't. We still look flat. We still look like we hadn't quite figured out what we were going to do. The ball,
this is the most dire I've ever seen.
Still quite slow. Yes, okay. Not creating enough chances. For me, like, and this is the thing about we'll get to strikers now anyway, but about Oba. He missed against Newcastle, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, you missed an open goal." But how many chances like that do we create? Like, how many chances does Mo Salah miss in a given game one season?
Yeah, but you know Mo Salah's got to score a goal.
That's my point, right? But he misses X amount of chances before he does score.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Because you keep creating,
but
you don't create
Aubameyang. Okay, look, the thing about Bam. This is why I was done with Bam this year. Like, okay, I can forgive the whole. You score miss an open goal once in a while. Even Torres, when he missed an open goal, you can forgive that because Torres he made up for Barcelona against Barcelona with the Champions League, but. You can't miss open goals consistently, bro. There's something wrong if you're missing open goals consistently.
Like twice. And even then...
I think that was 3 times.
And even then, if you're getting chances that are like half chances, and this is the thing we've been doing, getting onto him because we've been getting half chances, and maybe he hasn't converted those half chances. But if you're only creating 1 or 2 half chances every couple of games, it makes it very hard to get consistent.
Look at the Everton game. He literally had so much time on the ball, and he missed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As a professional footballer... In amateur football, you'd say you got time in that situation. You shout, you got time in that situation. I don't know how the pro game works, so you'd assume that someone was shouting.
I feel you, but it's just like I think personally, like okay, there's short of confidence, and it's just like, bro, what is happening? Like, because he don't go score overnight, bro. Like Torres was a slow decline. Rooney was then Rooney was just consistent with what he does, to be honest. But Fernando Torres, he had a point where he was banging goals. He got injured. That affected him. I understood that. Fucking who else? Even Michael Owen, injuries affected him. Aubameyang literally overnight.
Yeah, malaria. To be fair,
malaria. I was going to say you said something.
But that was in the middle of the season. I'm talking about the first start of the season. He was gone.
You did say something interesting before, though, in terms of the build-up play and chances created. So, do you think with Aubameyang, because of how slow our build-up play is, how we're not creating that much, that's the problem rather than Aubameyang not putting away his chances because he's not getting many opportunities because of the way we're playing at the moment?
But then again, Aubameyang always was well in the left because he had that one move and it always pulled off. Tierney would knock it to the left.
But you can't play crossing inshallah football all season. You know what I mean? You can't be crossing inshallah football all season. Like, you got to actually change up a little bit. And I just feel like the cutback FC does work for Oba because he can get in them poachers in the edge of the box. But you can't play the same way with switching it right to left and then Saka switching it to Oba, him cutting inside. You get find out eventually.
Of course.
And that's what happened effectively. He got a lot out of him in that, especially in the back three. He got a lot out of him on that left hand side as a free roll.
That's true. Yeah.
And I kind of get what he was trying to do. I kind of get why they play strikers as wide forwards now. So you can take the pressure off the centre, draw them in and cut in and score. I get the whole concept of it. It makes sense. However, when you got pure strikers like that, you just need to keep pumping the ball into the box. Not crossing it, low, drilling them low and hard into the box so people can get on the end of it. And creating a melee. So even if they get it away, your number 10 should be there following it in.
Yeah.
That's you know why United gets so many penalties?
United?
Yeah, why they get so many penalties? Because they get in the box all the time.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Our strikers are like us allergic to the box.
But even though, I think we should have beat Man United that year, man. We should have beat Man United. Come on, man. We were so deep. I mean, why are we so deep? We score a goal, then we just sit and just let them say, someone take it from us.
We have that problem, and it still affects us now. So we went 1-0 up that game.
Yeah.
And
they won 1-0, and then
we was winning. I'm sure we was winning at some point in that game.
Man United?
No, Arsenal.
Arsenal versus Man United?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were winning.
It was winning.
No, they scored first, then we scored the equaliser like 3 minutes afterwards, and then we just sat deep. We just sat deep.
Well, that's like kind of the point I'm making, because once we get in a position where there's something on the line, then we always drop 10, 15 yards, and we can't do that. We're not good enough to unless we have to. Because we didn't need to against Man United. It was looking good when we was going.
There for the taking,
it was looking good when we was going forward.
Man.
So when we're dropping back and we're inviting that pressure, we haven't got the defenders to hold the teams off for the whole game. We can't do it.
There was a penalty given away in that game as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, Ronaldo, fucking.
There's a certain level of ability. When you go, I think at Old Trafford as well, when you give them a chance like that,
they take it full chance.
I feel like we're a very gifting team, very generous. We give everyone a chance. Everyone's got a chance against us.
Yep.
Everton, I think the only game they won in that period of time was against us.
Everton destroyed us. They literally bullied us off the park.
That's it. It wasn't even you can't even say they were the better team in terms of talent. It was just they wanted them.
They did look at the better team with the way they were playing.
I know, but it wasn't ability that won them that game. It was just desire.
Yeah,
They wanted it a lot more than us.
I could agree with that.
They haven't won a game since. That's the truth. They got beaten by Norwich last week.
Manager got sacked the other day. You know what I'm saying?
Rafa, he's gone. Rafa's gone. He was never the first choice anyway. But saying that, what do you really think about Arteta, though, man? Let's just be real. What do you really think about Arteta?
I'm not a massive fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. I think I get why people like him. I get what they see in him. I get what they're seeing. But I'm a little bit. He's got to deliver something this season, and I think it really should be. Ideally, should be top 4, top 5.
If we play devil advocate, I mean, he got a cup in his first, couple months in the job. So that's
and I think that saved him. I think if he did win the FA Cup, I think he would have probably been on the scrap heap because I don't.
But that was like half a season though.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's what's kept him in the job so long. I think the fact that he's won a trophy and it looks like there's some level of progression. And there's some level of we can win stuff. We played some great football against Manchester City 2 years ago, so he's still relevant as a manager now. And seriously, I genuinely think that's how he's perceived in a lot of circles and by the board as well. And I'm just not 100% sure. And people might ask me, who's out there better than him? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate and say that I think there's a manager right now that can take it. But at the time, there were 3 managers available when we got Arteta. One was Mourinho. One was Ancelotti. And the other one was
That's why I wanted.
Arteta.
That's why I wanted.
And even Benitez was available at the time as well. So
I wouldn't want Benitez. But
I
wanted Ancelotti.
But I wanted Ancelotti as well. Yeah, I thought that would be... And I remember the Champions... So that Europa League game you referred to before where Pepe was doing all the tippy-tappy, get the ball in, turning back on himself again.
He would have cut it all out.
But a game like a manager like Ancelotti or Mourinho would have won that game. There's no way in hell they're losing that game. That's an experienced managers winning those kind of games. Against Everton and Man United, they're winning those games.
Look what Ancelotti did with Everton. Look what he did with Everton. He made him look solid. Solid. Were they top 6 or what?
I mean, they definitely fell off. But
when he had them, he made them look solid, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, they fell off, and I think even Rafa started well this season. So Everton are just that kind of fluky team, and they don't really know. There's not really much. They're a bit up and down at the moment. They haven't really got a consistent.
They've
been mid-table for a couple of years. I think until they get it right.
They miss Martinez, man.
He might be going back there. So they won't miss it for too long longer.
The same Martinez that the fans had protests about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What, Everton?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Protests about.
But he was giving them top. He was making them go top 5 constantly though.
Because the thing is, they could score goals, but they kept conceding.
Yeah. And he actually got the best of Lukaku.
Yeah.
So we can't really say that much.
And Lukaku back to Belgium as well, by the way, and he's Belgian manager. So
there you go.
It kind of works out.
Maybe Lukaku might have just go back to
Sensing in it. Certain managers work in it. But for me, I think Arteta's he's very lucky to still be in the job. I think, especially after the run from last year as well. Where we lost
the first 3 games, I thought he was gone.
But even last season when we lost before Christmas, we couldn't buy a win anywhere.
True.
And we just couldn't create a chance. We were getting outshot by everybody. The challenge is, and I think when Emery beat him, for me, is when I realised I was like, he's never going to, it ain't going to change because the manager that you hired to replace, the manager you hired to replace him can't even beat the manager that's like gone. You know what I mean? Meant to be a step up in quality or in terms, and when you get beaten like that in that manner as well, so badly, when you take off Willian. Bring on Willian for Oba.
Oh God, Willian! Oh my God, that's probably.
I don't really care how tired he is.
One of the worst buys I've ever.
I don't care how tired you are as a striker, right? Because the whole point is that you get a goal off your backside or whatever. Do you know what I mean? If you need to, but that's strikers when they're in form, they're playing well. That's what you got to do. The only player to have scored or to have assisted over 2 legs to have got the goal, an important goal, because he came off the bench and he assisted in it, and he got a vital goal. We needed one more goal to win the tie, and it was he came on, held it up, and slid Pepe through, and Pepe scored. and all we had to do was get another goal, and we just couldn't find it from anywhere. And the one thing about this side since we've had Arteta as manager is, you know, even under Emery or under Wenger, I felt like you could always score a late goal.
I
don't get much of that late goal, late winner, last gasp feeling from Arsenal. I can't remember the last time we've had a late win, like in the 97th minute to get excited about.
That late minute magic.
It happened last year. We got a draw last year against Fulham, drew 1-1, and then came scored like the 90 plus 7th minute. But
Palace as well,
yeah, Palace. But we don't really have enough of them late wins where you can really we're really knocking at the door here. We're really gonna bang it down. Huffing up, puffing up, blow your house. We ain't got that in us. Like, we got players for it, but our managers' philosophy, we never seem to be able to do it. Against under Wenger, even under Emery, you felt like we could always turn a game around.
Oh yeah, definitely Wenger. I always thought
when we're down 1-0 now under Arteta, you know we're gonna lose the game.
Doom and gloom.
And I just don't feel like he's ever managed to shift that. I don't recall there being many games off the top of my head right now.
I'll give you that.
That he's actually come from behind to win.
No, I'll give you that.
And to challenge. And I think that you can't be manager of a top club like Arsenal if you can't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, the jury's very much out on him. I don't actually think he's maybe as good as we want him to be. And I also think that, you know, if an opportunity comes up to replace him, it should be taken. In my mind, and I don't think he will achieve what I want us to achieve this year, i.e., top 4 or top 6, top 3. Yeah, I think we might struggle with that. I think the difference is United and Spurs can get better than they have been.
Do you think
Can we be better than we've been?
Spurs?
Can we be better than we've been?
You said Spurs can get better.
You see, I hate to say it, but look at how they beat Leicester the other day. They never get up the side.
Okay.
If we were 2-1 down that position, are we winning the game?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
To be fair, you make a great point as well with, you know, the way Tottenham won the other day. Arsenal won't do that. They won't do that because, you know, Arteta effect.
What would you regard Arteta then?
I agree. I think he's been lucky. I think if there was a time to sack him, it would have been last winter, or mid-season last season, when we were just on a horrible run. And I think what his saving grace is that, you know, fans are starting to see that, you know, the players like Saka, they're coming through, and Emile Smith-Rowe. So we're seeing some potential, you know, start to shine through. But I think, you know, there's certain things that he's just not capable of getting out of players, and in terms of his tactics as well, we don't look.
Young players, do you think those more established players not getting out of?
It's the established players. I think the young players have been the shining light for us this season. You know, all of the strikers have been woeful. And in midfield, yeah. Oh yeah,
lacks a threat.
Yeah.
Like no threat.
Yeah. You know, in midfield, we've been suspect as well. I think we just, you know, it just doesn't look like a great setup.
Our best actually been defending.
Yeah, it's crazy.
After the Man City game, has been defending.
You can tell, like, Liverpool are a crowd attacking side; they're going to attack you to death, and you can tell that United are a crowd attacking side as well. You can kind of, you know, City are gonna play their game, play right through you, but their position based team, that's it. You can't really work out what we are as a kind of team, can you? And after 2.5 years, if you haven't really got identity at this point in time, and 2 8th place finishes, and the funny thing is, you mentioned young players now who played quite well, but that was never the strategy originally, because they went and bought Willian for free, and they bought in Gabriel and they loaned out Saliba, but they didn't really go and they weren't really trying to get, you know, they were trying to get back in Champions League.
That just made my point though. Look, Willian, you can't get the best out of Willian. You can't get the best out of Aubameyang. You're barely getting. You had to literally demote Lacazette to drop deep to get the ball to get the best out of him. The best, I say, you look at Arteta, he's getting the best out of every young player he has in this. Like, he's got his signatures, he's got his signings, and he knows how to coach the young players. He can't make an Aubameyang give that extra more. Yeah, I can't see him giving Elneny that extra more, or Xhaka that extra more. You know what I'm saying? Like Partey, he'll coach Partey. Even Partey, people are saying Partey is dead. No, he's not. No. He's only got Gaffer Gaffer can't challenge him. Yeah. Put Partey in Chelsea team. Oh my God, he'll be a fucking boss. Yeah. He'll be a fucking boss.
Even like United, I think he taught them for that in no time.
It's mad. Probably any other team in the league.
Like he'll be a fucking
You kind of feel
boss.
like you always get the. I have the impression that quite a few of our players are better than the manager that we've had, and I feel that way even about Ozil, for example. Yeah, he might have been finished, but I still think there was something in there to get. I don't think it was like completely done out here.
He weren't done out here.
Never come back again.
Like Wenger knew how to play Ozil.
Sometimes I think you got to manage the man. And yes, you got sort of 23 players. You want to treat everyone equally. You want to make sure everyone's set good, but they're human, innit? So
course, yeah.
they're gonna need different things at different times. You're gonna need. I can see that Oba's a confidence player, for example. You give him the confidence. You make him believe you can go out there and score 100 goals a game if that's what you have to do. But that's your job as a manager, to instill that confidence, to manage the expectations of the players around you, to pick them up, and to coach them and to find ways of getting the best out of people. And I'm not 100% convinced that if you're not on his train, then
That's true. You know, he's actually a very cutthroat guy. Like,
because I mean, you look at the players he's got rid of though. You can easily target the high earners and all the rest of it. But let's not forget that when he started, he relied on Ozil a lot.
Facts.
Ozil was putting out he put out a couple of assists, a couple of pre-assists, if you want to mention that. But he was actually doing stuff like I think when like the last game before COVID, Lacazette scored in the 1-0 win against West Ham, and assist came from Ozil. Against Newcastle, Ozil was producing assists. We won 4-0. Saka played left back. You could see that he was relying on his lieutenants. After COVID, he dropped Ozil. After lockdown, he dropped Ozil. So, and no one really knows why. And he wasn't finished before then. So what was the problem? What just changed overnight like that? It's to fall out with a specific type of player or a certain type of person. That's my only thing. And if you like don't agree with what he says or are not on the same page as him, you're written off. And I don't think that's the right way to manage it.
He doesn't really have a like. He doesn't really has like a plan B.
Yeah, so, but there's no. But who's world class at Arsenal now? So anyone who's remotely world class has been almost pushed away. So you're basically managing the level below. I'm not going to call Saka and Smith world class yet.
No, Saka's
potential.
Saka's definitely got potential to be world class.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he walked into, for example, any of the top 3 or 4 sides in the country right now. I'm not sure he does.
Okay.
Maybe United. I don't say United is
who's top 4 right now. Who's top 4 right now?
Top 3. You say top 3 then. Fine.
Okay,
Chelsea, Liverpool, and City.
Because I'll say if you say West Ham, of course he would get. What are you on about, bro? What are you on about, bro?
He'd walk into West. He'd probably walk into. I think he'd get the United side, for example. I think 2 or 3 players will get. 2 or 3 of our players will get.
I can give you that.
But I don't see many of our players getting into the top, like into Liverpool,
Liverpool,
Chelsea.
Nah, you not get outside.
Maybe Chelsea.
Chelsea playing back.
I can give you that.
Is he that much better than it? Yeah,
they're struggling for creativity.
He might suit that little inside right forward role that they got behind.
I think he's better than Pulisic.
I'll take him over Mason Mount in that inside right. Because Mason Mount, he does a job in it, but we're talking about creativity now.
He's a good lad. He works hard, from a good home.
He's one of us, mate. But no, I'll tell you. This is what I'm afraid for. I tell you, I'm afraid he's gonna get the Ollie effect. He's gonna do. He might do. You know, I'm not losing hope that you can get top 4 this year. What I'm losing hope is when we want to step a new gear now. If we do get Ivanovic, if we do get even Arthur, because Arthur's not a bad player as well. Can he make them step their game up? I don't think he will. And I think they'll play. New players will come in, and these new established players will come in now. And if we get Europe, and then these new established players want to get the ball popping, and the coaching is just mid-tier now, they're going to digress bad.
I mean, even when Arsenal were shit like in the 90s, right before that, like so, even when Arsenal were shit like in the days of Bruce Rioch, in between Graham and Wenger. You still had a Wright. You still had a Bergkamp. You still had a Mercer. You still had players.
George Graham was shit though.
I said in the latter days, innit? The last couple of seasons. When we first started the Premier League, we were kind of 8th place finishes. We finished 4th once, and we didn't start.
Okay. I'll give you that.
My point is, like, we weren't always like the team that Wenger had like top 4 for 20 years kind of thing. We had
even them top 4 teams, they should not be in top 4.
Right, some of them weren't, but you look at like even we've always had 1 or 2 players that are the envy of somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know how many players now that are the envy that other teams would envy us for. Maybe the like Saka and Smith Rowe, maybe like Martinelli, but not really to like. I can't really see.
But then, like even if you know, because with the top players that you're talking about, would the top 3 take these players? Would they get into the top 3 teams? And the answer is maybe
only Partey.
Maybe Partey. Maybe Gabriel. Maybe Gabriel. Maybe we'll get into
above who?
We get Chelsea side against Liverpool. Maybe Liverpool ahead of Konate. I'll say maybe
not Harry Maguire.
No, he won't get over Matip.
What? No, not Harry Maguire. No,
Definitely, but I mean,
Man United, down, Quay there, man. We don't care about that.
Okay.
But I don't think he'll get. He won't get into Man City.
No.
He wouldn't get. I don't think he will get to Liverpool. because Matip's actually he's a very good defender, very good. He's just injury prone. Chelsea maybe.
They play 3 defenders. That's an advantage.
Yeah, exactly. So Chelsea, I could see him getting over. You know what I'm saying? But Man City and Liverpool, nah.
But the question is, like, when even like back in the day, we all had players that we were worried were going to get taken by someone else. So we always thought, oh my gosh, Cesar's going to go to Barcelona, or Van Persie's going to go to Milan or whatever.
Club,
but we were mad selling club. But nowadays, like, who we got left to sell? Who we going to sell to? And Arteta has tanked the value of a lot of our players just by not playing them. We've done, in the last sort of like 10 years, in the last sort of like 5 years, the money wasted on like the likes of Ramsey, Sanchez, Ozil, and even how we're going to do the same with Ober and Lacazette when their contracts down. At one point, 3 years ago, Ober and Lacazette were like the feared strikers in Europe.
Bro, we were supposed to have a literally a Liverpool style when they had that Sturridge, Suarez, and Sterling. Yeah. It was supposed to be Pepe, Lacazette, and Aubameyang putting fears in everyone.
Pow! That's what was to have. Pow!
It literally just went to dust.
They had SAS, MSN. We're gonna have Pow. PAL. It's never worked. Pow.
Can we say lap? Can we say lap?
Mid-lap, boy. Time on laps.
But it just never worked out, man. That was supposed to be the next 3, the next boom.
I always thought it could have worked a little bit, And I wonder if it could have done at the time.
I was looking so much forward to that, and then Pepe just killed me, man. Pepe killed me. So, this is the one I've been waiting for. Your best Arsenal side ever. This is what I've been waiting for. So what formation we doing, lads? What formation? Could we decide on what formation we're gonna do first? 4-3-3. We want to do 4-4-2. Because I can actually change my team. I can't lie.
I had a 4-2-3-1 in mind. I'm being specific.
Swear, did he?
Specific. Or maybe a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-1-3. We're gonna be
2-1-3. I mean, I can. You know what? I will give you a 4-2-3-1.
It's like a 4-3-3. Effectively.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar. I was just gonna say 4-4-1-1.
4-4-1-1.
Yeah. I think from that you can see where what direction my team's going in.
Okay, I had 4-3-3, so we got to think of it. What we got to think of, lads? I was thinking mine was 4-3-3, but I don't mind.
Mine's closer to a 4-3-3 than a 4-4-1-1.
I mean, we can adapt. It's just pushing up the wingers, so.
Same cool. We'll do the 4-3-2. I don't mind 4-2-3-1. Fuck it, 4-2-3-1. Yeah. I don't mind that. We do that for the lads.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So goalkeeper, I think goalkeeper is pretty easy to be honest. Seaman.
Yeah, mine as well.
Yeah, Seaman. I think that was very, very, very obvious. I mean, I wouldn't hurt if you said Lehman, but Lehman had some dumb mistakes.
You know what it was with Seaman for me that what convinced me was when he was like 40 years old, innit? Played Sheffield United in the FA Cup, and that's
same. It looked like remember that.
But listen,
that hand of God.
No one's got that agility, I know, I've never seen it.
That's when it was ponytail days.
Ponytail Seaman, man. Late Seaman, but that should have been a goal. Any other keeper. I know we talk about Ramsey for the free kick, but that's
literally
best thing I've ever seen.
The goal's there. He had the ball's there, and he literally was like.
I remember watching that game.
Same here, man.
And I was like, it says something that Neil Warner was manager of Sheffield United back then. That's how.
Oh, that crap, man. I can't stand it. I think he's so shit. I think Will.
Man still got a job in it all these years later.
Yeah, but he's like somebody does. He's like, you just got hit to the curb. Now he's just like a dinosaur now, man.
Yeah, man.
You're a dinosaur. You're done. You know what I'm saying? Your time is gone. Like, get out. Look how he was so bad. They told him during the game, you're fired. That's how bad you are. They told him during the game, you're fired, mate. Get out. And then you have to sit there during the game and still manage the game. And then you knew that at 90 minute, your game's done. That's how bad he was. I'm like, yeah, Neil Warnock. I don't know why. Because I was born in Sheffield, I saw this guy all the time, and I thought, you're shit, mate. I always thought you're shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I just thought he was shit. But that's my Neil Warnock rant done, innit? Right back. What were we saying?
I've gone Lee Dixon.
Okay. Damn, you went old school. You went there.
I thought about it. I thought Lauren, but I thought that Lee Dixon is just a supreme defender.
Very consistent. Over Lauren though.
Yeah, just.
Lauren was very combative. He wasn't tired for shit. You could defend.
I know, but I think he Lauren's more prone to get exposed. Like I think, I really do.
Where?
I really do. Like when he goes forward, right? I feel that Lauren, was susceptible on the counter attack. Like when we're on the counter attack, I always thought Lauren was a bit susceptible. So that's why I've gone with Lee Dixon.
Are we talking Lauren from 2000 to 2005, or are we just talking?
I'm saying the best of Lee Dixon is better than the best of Lauren.
Really?
In my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
I'm
bugging.
going.
You're bugging. Lauren, there was a very rare times. Lauren was, Lauren Ashley Cole back in the day was like this.
No, Ashley Cole was like this.
No, but so was Lauren. What are you on about?
Lauren's more like this.
No,
Ashley Cole was like this.
You're talking blasphemous now. But
You know what's interesting? Yeah, I like Lauren. I can see why he picked Lee. I can see why he picked Lee Dixon though. I can see why he picked Lee Dixon.
No, Lee Dixon was good. He was a solid
Supreme defender.
Ashley Cole became Gary Neville though.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Gary. Why are we talking about Gary Neville?
Okay, but you got Lauren was better than Gary Neville. Yes, he was. Going for yes, he was.
At his peak. Yeah.
You think he was better than Gary Neville?
I don't know. Lauren was part of a good Arsenal side, but individually, kind of, it's hard to.
This is what you got to defend. Lee Dixon was a born defender. Lauren was actually came as a midfielder.
Yeah.
He was a midfielder. He had to learn to defend, and he did it very, very well. He rarely got beaten, and you can move up and down, and he was really tight. You rarely got beaten, bro.
What, better than Lee Dixon?
But Lee Dixon, you were supposed to not get beaten. You're the right back. He was a midfielder. He was made to do that.
I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Lee Dixon, Ashley Cole wouldn't become the player he was because he basically coached him. You're talking about Nigel Widgeburn, right? And that's why he's in. Like he was very consistent for us, especially in the George Graham. Very consistent.
Oh,
I actually picked back Sagna.
I can see what he tried
really?
to do.
Yeah. I picked Sagna. I picked Sagna.
No, I was very close to picking Sagna.
And it's controversial, but I always just felt like he. I don't remember having many bad games for us at all.
Defensively, he was superb.
He was.
Yeah, he was really good defensively.
Like, I feel like
just couldn't cross the ball.
Yeah, that's it.
Even walk on the right hand side.
that really was the blow for me. Like you couldn't cross. Like,
but for me, as a right back, in terms of like how we played on the winger at that time, they really suited the system, and it's a shame. And the player we got in Tomiyasu is a bit like stylistically very similar to Sanyo as well. Capable centre back as well, so I think that's very, very useful.
I'm gonna stick with Lauren.
We'll disagree to disagree.
Well, we're definitely gonna disagree that one. So you got Sagna. That's actually cool. Sagna, Lauren, Dixon. Yeah, that's actually a good mix. I don't mind that. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Centre backs.
This one was
Who's
my
your
tough.
two?
Yeah, this one was really tough for me because I went with Adams and Keown, but I feel like Sol Campbell just needs to be in there.
I feel like I was gonna walk out this room if you didn't say it.
Yeah, so I'm going with.
I want to join them still.
I'm going.
I really want to. My work would be very controversial, man. That's what I gotta say. That's what I have to say.
I know. So I went with Tony Adams and Sol.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, same here. I can't lie.
Good.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. There was one person that nearly got in, and because I loved him. It was Colo Torre. I loved Colo Torre when he came in. He was just, I don't give a fuck. I'm kicking you. I'm kicking the ball.
I love the stories as well, man. He just.
Oh, the training?
The training guy story.
He kicked Torre, he kicked Vieira, he kicked Bergkamp, he kicked Wenger. Sign him up.
Man was live and kicking. Like.
Sign him up. You done. You got a contract. 3 year. Come in.
Man.
But yeah, I think that.
You can't look past those two, man.
Yeah, those two. Adams. Imagine Adams. They had one season, didn't they?
Yeah, one season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they started the FA Cup finals together, innit? When we beat Chelsea 2-0.
Yeah.
Adams was like 36 at that point, and he was still
had colossal
Hasselbank on toast.
On pockets like
Hasselbank couldn't get near him. Old school, man.
Where's that change?
I love Adams, man. Tony Adams was a beast, man. Look, how can you come drunk and still get money? That's how you know you're just that good.
But even back in the day, Arsenal, I think, conceded, one season conceded 17 goals. It was the record for a long time before Chelsea beat it. And he was like a core part of that defence. He was at peak, I think it was like 31 at that time and 32.
And them times he was drunk.
Yeah, man.
Madness.
He was drunk.
Drunk, gambling,
come
everything.
In, literally lick it up. and have man of the match. that levels me. That
Might speak to the quality of the Premier League back then.
But they're bullies. They're bullies that time. Come on, you got to remember.
Yeah, I think a lot of strikers would struggle against those kind of guys.
Yeah,
we had a lot more strikers as well. Yeah.
The Shearers, even the Bobby Fowler, they could have had Tony Adams, bro. So yeah, man. I think left back's pretty easy to.
Yeah, Ashley Cole. Even though I hate him, I can't stand him.
Yeah, it was just cream of the mustard. Innit? I mean, I was thinking could I put a cliche, but nah, we can't put.
No.
There's been no left back better than Ashley Cole.
I think
even in Premier League history, I think he's probably the best.
At his peak, Ashley Cole was the best left back in the world, and I think he's England's best ever left back.
I think he's probably the Premier League's best ever left back as well.
Yeah,
I don't think there's ever.
He was actually just superb, bro.
Yeah.
Him and Henri and Perez had some next magic connection. I don't know what was happening, but their left side connection, them and Perez.
Unbelievable.
Oh Lord. Alright, so you gotta have me flashbacks. I can't lie, PTSD for a second. But yeah, midfield. We're going too defensive. Ooh, I know I'm picking.
I had Vieira. The second one I had issues with because I wanted to. Initially I've gone with Vieira and Fabregas. I'll put Fabregas deeper because I feel he's capable of that, and he did that at a very good level for Arsenal. But I want to give a shout out to Petit as well because I'm a big fan of Petit. I'm a big fan of Petit.
Give a shout out to Gilberto as well for me because
Gilberto as well.
Gilberto.
I just think that if I'm going to play the two, I need one who's creative and one who can do the box to box. Vieira's my box to box. Fabregas is my creative.
Defenders like that, you can afford to let them be a little bit more expressive as well.
I feel you where you come. I can't even argue with that one. What about you, James?
I've had to say, exact same players. I had Fabregas and Vieira, man. I just think like Fabregas' passing range, and even when he stepped up into that Arsenal team as a sort of 17, 18-year-old, and we got to the Champions League final, and he just looked so at home. And he took Vieira's place in the midfield.
I was going to say as well, if you remember, that's when Arsenal were playing two in midfield, and he just busted it, just a little kid.
Gilberto was next to both of them, so I'll give Gilberto a shout out because for me, I don't remember seeing a player as defensive yet technically secure and able to start attacks.
Say again?
Gilberto Silva.
Oh, Gilberto, okay.
Underrated. No. Gilberto Silva was underrated for me as a underrated for.
I think he was Vieira's. He made Vieira have that.
I think Vieira stepped up a level. I remember thinking about games where Vieira even scored goals. Like again against Liverpool, we lost the game 2-1 when Neil Mellor scored 0-4-5. But the passing, the movement, he started that.
Yeah,
so,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm not gonna lie, I got Petit in mind, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, Petit's. I think, but what you both missing there, Petit's creativity was very, very underrated. Like this guy, I remember the whole 2 years where he was there, from 97 to 99. This guy. Vieira had the box to box, but Petit, when he passed the ball, he passed the ball.
Ponytail Petit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Petit was a ball player, and yes, he was a defensive. He could tackle that, but he can, he was superb, and he can shoot as well. So I'm not gonna lie. I had to put Petit over Fabregas. So Fabregas was, don't get me wrong. Fabregas, I love Fabregas to the end. I don't care if he went Chelsea. He was the guy who stepped up at 20 years old, give it that armband. I always respect him for that. But Petit will always be. Petit was special. I just wish we had Petit in his prime and Vieira at his prime at 2004 together. That would have been amazing. Can you imagine how good that would have been?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, that would. Oh Lord, just give me some bourbons right now, man. Give me some bourbons, Gus. But yeah, let's go to the wings. Who you put on your left hand side? I think you're gonna hate me for this one.
This was actually my toughest one because the unbeatables in me, just wanted to go simple with Perez and Lundberg. I wanted to go with them two initially.
You know, Lundberg was actually. I didn't really consider Lundberg, man. You know?
Oh really?
Nope.
Did you? I bet you went for Sanchez, right?
He's in my left hand.
Oh.
Yep.
But yeah, in the end,
Sanchez is my left hand side.
Also, I did go a bit old school, and I was looking at players like David Rocastle as well.
Oh, Rocky.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He was up there. I think he may make my bench, but I went with Perez on the left because he's just special. On his day,
I get it, but I just couldn't.
Him and Henri together.
Okay,
I remember that one Tottenham game when we won 5-4, I think. and him and Henry in that game, just that link up play with them two together. They're in my 11.
I'll give you that. I'll give you Perez. I can't hear you hate on Perez. But Sanchez, he was on top.
Frightening.
Yeah.
Bruv, he was frightening.
For 3 seasons, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17.
Carried Arsenal with his back.
But he also made us feel like we could do better than when we were.
Yeah.
You know, we were still attracting world class talent at that point
Exactly.
in my mind, and we still managed to pull off something like that, and he was good for us. Like,
He
and
was,
yeah, it didn't end well, but at the time, I just thought, we haven't had a player like this.
Sometimes I was like, don't get me wrong. Like Perez had the flair, but he didn't have the work rate. Like he got
And even the same pace as well. Like
exactly.
same speed.
Sanchez was frighteningly quick.
I just think like with creativity as well. I think his link-up play is better than Sanchez. Sanchez is a bit more of a selfish player,
He's very much
which is not a bad thing because he got more goals because of it. But in terms of a team player and for my team anyway, I just think Perez fits better.
I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that. But like I said, I can't lie. I prefer Sanchez.
I know you mean. I had the same point to make. So Perez is on my bench actually as it goes.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Perez.
The mad thing is, right? I want Sanchez in my team, and I was very close to putting him on the other side, but I stayed with Lundberg. I kept with Lundberg because I just think that balance in that midfield. And there was that one season where Lundberg was very consistent. I think he's Arsenal's top goal scorer in that season. The season before the unbeaten season, I think.
Oh, Lundberg.
Yeah, I think it was that season where he had a really good season.
Yeah.
And I think.
Oh, Perez you talk about?
Pardon?
You talk about Perez?
No, I'm talking about Lundberg.
Oh, Lundberg, okay.
Yeah, so I think because of that, I can't think off the top of my head right wingers that's done better than Lundberg. In that period of time when Arsenal went through their most successful period.
He's very he's very I always thought he was very underappreciated with us Arsenal fans because he always pops up in important games.
Yeah, he is.
Even against the Chelsea final.
He was unplayable for a long time though. He scored in his debut against United. He
was a big game player.
FA Cup final. 0-2.
That goal was
brilliant goal.
That bend as well.
He had shots for days, man. I remember him even that 0-1, 0-2 season. He was scoring every away from home. He scored against Bolton in big games, Liverpool when we needed to win games.
He was super consistent.
Yeah, I know you're right. No, you definitely.
As a squad, that 0-1, 0-2 Arsenal squad though definitely could rival the Invincibles. Very similar, but could definitely rival the Invincibles. I think for man talent. They lost 3 games that year as well, by the way. So
yeah.
What about right hand side? We're going for the right hand side.
Controversially, actually went with RVP.
Really?
Controversially, yeah. I think in his youth when he first came and played the second striker, he kind of played on both sides. But I actually think that if you're gonna get him into the side, you're gonna get a free sort of attacking player to the side.
I can't accommodate players in this team. I can't accommodate players. I can't do it.
You could even switch RVP and back on the left hand side again as well. When he started his career at Arsenal, he was a winger. He didn't start as a striker. He became a striker.
It's true.
But I still think even as a winger, scored against Charlton that volley.
That volley was destructive. Evil.
Came with some important goals when he first came through in his first season at Arsenal. I think he was always there in the background, very consistent until he became world class.
Yeah, when he came a world class striker, I was like, oh, Van Persie. Oh God, he was a beauty.
You always thought he had it in him. But I always thought you can't ignore a player like that. And yes, it ended badly, but I really liked him.
What you did with it?
If we're talking up front, or if we're talking about Van Persie, I think he's a great player, and in any other circumstance, he'll be in my team. But we just had special players up front. We had special players up front, so I'm not going to put him on the right because I don't think you're going to get the best of Van Persie. I don't think the best of Van Persie on the right is better than the best of Lundberg on the right.
I'll give you that.
Very good point, actually.
That's why I've kept with Lundberg. And
Lundberg.
I can't put him up front because as good as Van Persie is, there's better players.
Of course.
It's probably in the Premier League era, probably my 3rd or 4th favourite Arsenal striker in the Premier League era.
I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna hate me when I say this. I'm not gonna lie. It's not because he was actually very. I hated when he left. I love Taleb, bruv. I love Taleb.
Do you know why? Do you know why I understand it? Do you know why I understand it though, right?
love Taleb.
Because Alexander Kleb, never really lost the ball.
Exactly.
He kept the game ticking
his
over.
passes were, oh my, he used to do
I used to
something
like him and
disgusting.
Resisky. That season when he finished 3rd.
That was, oh my
Him and
God.
Resisky were just.
Do you remember his excuse for leaving Arsenal?
Oh, I was that hurt my soul.
What was it?
It's too noisy. London's too noisy. How can you have a man in your all-time 11 who thinks London is too noisy?
Man went to Barcelona. Have you heard the new cat? It's built on the ground, bro.
Man said,
Noise carries.
yeah, man said London's too noisy. I want to go Barcelona in the sun.
It's too noisy.
Come on, get out of here.
Nah, well, because they signed both Kleb and Song in it at the same time, and neither of them played, and they
Barcelona
just
love nicking our players, bro. They nicked Petit, they nicked Overmars. Oh, we forgot
Overmars.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh my
days.
god. Hey, I'm
Hang
about
on.
to change it.
Yeah.
I'm about to change it. Hey, Overmars. Hey, come to the right. Come to the right. Come to the right. Yeah, I might have to change it.
bench is getting bigger now. You know?
If Mars over Pirate, no, I still stick.
No, I think you're right with Pires. You know, it's a shame. It's just a shame that I like Sanchez so much.
Oh, Overmars. Oh.
I do have some honourable mentions, but after the strikers.
Sorry, Leb. For that reason, no, you got to go. Overmars, you're coming in. So, yeah, Overmars is coming in.
That's a
Overmars
wicked
coming.
shout, by the way.
Yeah, Overmars. I just remember that shit. How'd that go for a while, night?
Yeah, that's bad.
All right, I think we've got last 3-4 minutes left. 2 strikers.
I think everybody should have the same 2 strikers.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not Omri and Bergkamp, then
I might go Omri and Wright, you know.
Oh my. Oh.
then Bergkamp. You say Ian Wright over Bergkamp?
You got Bergkamp off the bench.
Huh?
Bergkamp in his later years at Arsenal played off the bench a lot.
But he was still good.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, like, it's a hard choice to make, innit? But like, as I said, as a
I
goal
mean,
scorer, pure goal scorer.
Okay. Well, Ian Wright was hardly. Ian Wright, the second half of Arsenal season, title winning season, was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, but the first half, when we got a foundation, he was there.
Yeah, but he only scored 14 goals that season.
That was quite a lot. Bergkamp scored 16 in it that season, I think.
Yeah, he was top scorer.
Yeah.
I just believe, right, that
I remember that
as
well.
a partnership.
Come on, James. Come on.
was gonna say,
I'm being harsh here.
I know you want to be controversial right now, but come on. I know always good, but come on, Bergkamp was the catalyst of our team.
Bergkamp was almost like the glue that held it together. But you see, like, and you can't deny, you can't deny some of the ability. That goal against Newcastle, for example, where he's
Leicester as well.
You can't.
Even against Chelsea. Okay, because I'm putting my Bergkamp. I'm putting Bergkamp number 10. Look against Chelsea in that unbeaten season where he literally did the outside foot pass to Vieira. What?
I watched that Champions League game where we beat was it Juve 3-1 at Highbury.
In that spin up that what Pepe can't do. See what Pepe can't do. See all that shit. See what I mean?
Flick up his
come on.
Okay, yeah. So you can't ignore the likes of Bergkamp.
All right, last minute.
I'll give some honourable mentions though. Anelka, Kanu.
Oh, Kanu!
Real towards on my honourable mentions as well, because
Kanu was
just for that legendary moment of scoring the winner at Old Trafford and winning the league. Will Tour has to be for me.
Will
Super sub as well.
You know, I'm gonna give honourable mentions to Adebayor's the best season when he had 30 goals. He was superb.
Unplayable, wasn't
he? Oh my.
Ozil 16-17 season, for example.
Yeah,
16 season, sorry.
So let's get on to these subs. Sub bench, right? What we're gonna do? We're gonna say a name and we're gonna say if we deserve to be on the bench. Yeah. Could we do that, lads?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So, Lehmann. No. Why?
Because he's a good goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong, but
you remember the semi-final against Villarreal?
I remember the semi-final.
That was classic.
I also
Riquelme's eyes, Riquelme's eyes. It was head. It was superb with that, and he got to our first chap. I'm not gonna lie. I've got to put him on my bench.
That Arsenal defense was elite, by the way. I think like the most least amount of goals in Champions League history, the longest run in terms of goals.
Ashley Cole was exemplary that year, man. Exemplary. And it was Ashley Cole, Colo Torre, Campbell, Senderos at times.
I remember left back whole game because we had so many injuries.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Wenger was underrated, isn't it, at times?
Who?
Wenger was underrated at times. Squad management.
Wenger was a genius. The teams he had, and he made top 4. Genius. Boy. So I'm gonna put. Okay, so
I see why you got Lehmann on your bench. I think
if we don't have a majority vote, he can't go on the bench. So I'm saying Lehmann on the bench.
I can't.
You're saying no. What are you saying?
Commit.
I'm gonna commit to Lehmann on the bench.
All right, so he's deserved to be on the bench. Why are you not putting Lehmann on the bench? Who you put? Okay, what keeper are you gonna put on the bench for Lehmann?
I didn't like. No, I thought about having a keeper. I thought about being real organised. Having some balance with the defenders and the midfielders. But I've got no goalkeeper on my bench.
He's gone FIFA on this. You've got real FIFA on this.
I start with defender because I didn't put him in my starting team. I'm putting Kieran on my bench.
All right, cool. So actually, let's do that. Let's go around and name a player. So you're saying Kieran, right?
Yeah. I was either gonna have him like starting or on the bench.
So if we're gonna stick with 5, we can do 7. But I can name players better than Kieran.
What, centre halves?
Yes.
Go.
Steve Bold.
Ooh.
It's funny. I went with Koscielny.
Koscielny?
Yeah, from modern centre back.
My.
And do you want to know much as I hate how it ended with him, like specifically, I just think he was
better than Kieran.
Yes.
In the modern era, I feel like in the modern era, he stands himself up like to be. I think history stands up to Koscielny maybe better than maybe Kieran. I think in terms of what his overall gameplay was like, but in terms of, in this side, he definitely like gets in.
I guess the difficulty is like compared to the late 90s, early 2000s, football's changed like quite considerably. Like the way teams played, passing out. And
I'll even put Courtois before Kieran.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Courtois
was good, don't get me wrong, but I think Sol Campbell made him a great player.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Sol Campbell made Courtois look very good.
Oh yeah, obviously because he was the most polished defender. He was good at talking to him.
He never really had his a better season than he did at Arsenal. His best is Arsenal, Courtois did.
Courtois.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and he was still quite young when he left. He wasn't like he was old.
But he was still decent though. Come on, as well. So a guy who just came fresh from Ivory Coast. Yeah, he just went. What? I was trying not to say that.
Happy-go-lucky defender. He was good player.
His pace and his strength was a big core to his defending.
Hard to beat, I think, as well.
You know what? I think why I'm so drawn to Kieran, I just have that Van Nistelrooy moment in my I just have that moment.
Yeah,
and
I'll give you that.
Like he's just got ratings for that.
No, Kieran was a very good defender with hard graft. He know when to defend. His position was very good.
Very good tackling as well.
Very good tackler.
On the ground as is,
But Steve Bold's heyday wasn't no joke. No joke.
Classy back then as well.
Yeah, very. He was a ball defender before ball defender.
I'm willing to concede. On that.
Well, Koscielny for me was my overall. Just because I hate how it ended, but he was one of my favorite players for a good few years. Like I just felt like he was. He really did a number on when he was missing. We really missed him.
True.
There's 2 or 3 key mistakes we can point out here. League Cup final, 2011. Getting confused with Chesney, losing to Birmingham, that's painful. But if you rewind it and look at some of the other things he'd done, he was actually alright.
Old City, he got the equaliser. You know what I'm saying?
Come up for goal at important times.
You know what I'm saying?
But I remember that Atletico Madrid game where he got injured in the Europa League, and that's what really got us knocked out in the end because we missed him that bad. Very good player.
Facts.
Even though he's been on a lot for Arsenal.
Him and Merseyside was a very good partnership.
Underrated.
Very good partnership.
But even him and Mustafi at one point, when Mustafi came in at Arsenal, just to highlight how good he is, they were unbeaten for 21 games.
I'll say this though. Let
the first 21 games.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Let that be the last time we mention Mustafi in this conversation.
Making a point. If you can make a player look if you can make that level player look good, then there's something about you. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna concede to Koscielny. I'll be honest, because Debo was good, but yeah, Koscielny was. He got us back to the top, winning some cups in the end. I can't even lie, man.
Still, you convinced me with Steve Bold. Maybe.
We all twine each other.
You know what? I think it's because of my preference of defender. I like the
hard graft.
Yeah. Those ones who don't take no shit. No, I like that kind of defender.
Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna steal with Koscielny. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. You twine me.
Wild card of that.
Alright, so James, name a player, man.
I went with Aaron Ramsey on my bench. And I do you know why I went with Aaron Ramsey on my bench?
Yeah.
Because off the bench, this is the only practical decision I made in my whole level. Off the bench, though, a player like Ramsey will get you a goal. Just pop up with a goal at any point in time.
I'll give you that.
And he scored a winner in 2013-14, and he got down as an Arsenal. He got down as an Arsenal icon for that. Don't get me wrong. I don't think
his season was superb,
and he could always score good goals. Like finishes against like CSKA Moscow and Fulham come to mind, where he's always got an eye for a cheeky little finish as well. He's got against Fenerbahce or Galatasaray, was it?
Galatasaray,
half volley against that was, man. He's had an eye for goal. I mean, for me, I would never want him back at Arsenal. Let's make that very clear.
Really?
Yeah, I know he's available, but it's
why not?
Because when the good times are there and they're good, you enjoy them, and when they're done, they're done. And for me, he's not the kind of player that will come back. And with Arsenal, one Arsenal fans being so harsh and
they're gonna. I think they're gonna expect 2014 Ramsey.
Ramsey will be better than what we have right now. Other than Partey, I don't think we're better than Partey, but he would be better than what we have right
quite possibly,
now.
But I don't think he'll be the level that he was at when he left, and that's why people will be angry. And also, it was never also really available like in certain situations. Like I remember that game against when we got to Europa League final, we could have really done him against Chelsea, and he was injured because he got injured against Napoli. I'm not going to say
when he was injured, our season went.
But yeah, when he was injured, our season went, and that happened a fair amount with him. Like he got injured at key moments of the season, which is what it is. But reliability is a key thing. But off the bench, like you can't really deny that a player like Ramsey is always going to be useful. So that's why I put him on my bench.
What are you saying, Edward? Do you want?
Again, I just had the mentality that if he's like just missed out on my first team, then he's going to be on the bench, and Petit just missed out on my first team, so he's on my bench.
Fair play.
I got to concede. Well, yeah, no.
I mean, you've got him in your team, so obviously your choice can be different. But he was not.
Ramsey. I give Ramsey. He was superb in his heyday. He was unplayable, and he came to Arsenal when he was 18, I swear. From Cardiff, like he was a special player, but yeah, injuries killed him.
After that leg break as well, to come back the way he did as well after that leg break. Very few players, I think, after an injury that severe can come back and be.
And that was like he was coming up then. He was
he was really coming up. He was really looking good. I think he'd even scored. He
scored a few, assisted a few. You know what I'm saying? He was him and Fabregas were having a partnership there. You know,
I think we were disappointed by the fact that he couldn't be the same player afterwards. I think that's what killed it. And then when he hit 13, 14 form. But even after that, he still scored in important goals. 15, 16, he hit important goals.
It's just injuries that killed him.
Injuries, I think, that made it because lack of consistency.
We all believed that we were going to win a title that year as well. We all believed that year.
It's the hope that kills you in it.
We all believed that year. All right, so we're going to put Ramsey on the bench. Okay, you're going to hate me for this player. Jack Wilshere.
The talent's there, but I can't have him in the team just because he didn't play enough.
At all.
I can't have him on the bench.
No, you're bugging. At all.
I can't. Like, this is what's going to happen. I'll bring him off the bench. He'll have 2 good moments, and then he'll get injured again.
Is he a game changing player as well? Like,
but look, man.
I like Jack Wilshere. I like him a lot. He's part of the badge and the folklore of the club. He's part of the Wenger era. He's an underlying moment of it. Especially that years, but
Arsenal. He's part
of
of
Arsenal
Arsenal
DNA. But he's not for me a player that's.
Can I ask you though? Would you sign him right now?
Slightly, yeah. We need a midfielder.
I mean, I get it. Like, I get where you're coming from on that one. Wenger would have done it. Wenger would have done it, innit?
And we got something out of him.
I can't have him back.
What was your reason for not having him back?
So it's the same reason for Aaron Ramsey. I think, he's not at the level he was when he was like 19, 20, even 21. I also think injuries is going to be a factor again. There's a reason why he hasn't got a club. And
I think that's fair.
Man.
Yeah. I also think I don't think he's even at the level like he was at when he left Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think he didn't give a chance. But when he gave him a chance, he was very good. He was very,
but also,
very
do you know what I will say? Like sometimes,
this is what kills the Wilshere debate. His stats you will never see the stats you think you want to see from him, but he will do the job what you want you to do. Am I lying? He could have contributed more goals if you want.
I think
and assists.
I think the problem with Jack Wilshere is that because of the way he plays, because of how much he likes to dribble, that's what's caused his injury problems.
Yeah, but he'll be perfect in this league then.
Holding on to the ball for too long, I think.
That half a second.
What about Smith Rowe? He does the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, true.
He does the same thing. Come on.
I think he's got better time in the passing, to be fair. ESR.
Wilshere.
ESR times his pass is better than Wilshere. In my view, I think he's a little bit that split second quicker. If that makes sense. But I mean, I'm not being harsh.
I'll go watch the game takes for that one. But I'm not gonna lie. I just remember when I was there live. 18 or 17. Was he 17 or 18 that time? He was 17, wasn't he?
What's on the game?
Yeah.
18, 19?
18, 19 in that midfield against Xavi, Iniesta, and bossed it.
Second leg of that game, yeah. The referee will never.
Yeah.
I hate Barcelona. You know, I'm enjoying Barcelona struggling right now. I'm enjoying it. It's so delicious.
I think everybody outside of Barcelona,
this is so delicious.
For
years,
it's just karma, isn't it?
They got Van Persie sent off with a dubious. Oh, I kicked the ball, couldn't hear
the crowd. When has that ever been a yellow card ever?
Is that what I'm saying? He kicked the ball, he didn't hear the whistle. Oh, that's a red card. What? Time against Chelsea, how many times did you left penalty? No penalty.
The goal might have even been onside for we know.
So yeah,
no far back then, you know what I mean?
Seeing Barcelona struggle is definitely
this is beautiful, fantastic. Having to negotiate wage cuts to get players to register them. Hilarious.
How can you literally like Emerson? What was that Tottenham player? Emerson, right?
Oh, Emerson Real.
Fine for Barca. A week later, he's gone to Tottenham.
Damn, yo.
That is madness.
And they profited off it as well.
They definitely said fuck you, Tottenham. They definitely said fuck you, Tottenham. So I'm guessing I'm the only one who's gonna say bullshit, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna agree.
Nah, you scans. Your turn. You get your name player, man.
So my fourth player was again the same logic as before. I didn't have him in the team. He's too good not to be in the squad. Sanchez. But again, honorable mention to Rick Hassel, because I did like him.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was very tricky player.
Very.
But I'm going Sanchez just because of his output.
I can't really say anything. I got in my team.
Yeah, I mean that game against West Ham where he scored the hat trick. The last one when he did the little step over and chip. That's
the same move as well.
It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah. Oh.
So you had Sanchez in my starting 11, and I had Pires on my bench.
Yeah, I got Pires on my bench as well. Yeah,
that's
I just think to myself, but I can easily see an argument to drop Van Persie in my team, play either Pires or Sanchez on the right hand side.
See, my strike one's gonna be controversial. My strike is gonna be controversial because I think when he came to Arsenal for the year that he was at Arsenal, probably the most exciting talent that we've had. And
no, not bent. No, we're good.
No, Anelka. I have to go. I know Van Persie.
Anelka.
Yeah, I know Van Persie
Anelka's
was
hard.
as good as he is, but in terms of impact and what he did for the short time he was at Arsenal, that Anelka graces most teams in the league.
Watched the Anelka documentary a couple of years back, and I'm pretty sure the Anelka documentary. There was a documentary on Anelka, I think it was on Prime or Netflix or one of them. But the intention was for Wenger to sign Anelka and Henry to play next to each other.
Oh, that would have been beautiful. That would have been so beautiful. Oh my!
A thing of beauty.
If he didn't lose Anelka to Real Madrid, that would have been beautiful, man. I can't lie. Might have got us a few more titles. I can't lie.
Yeah, he was that good. For Arsenal anyway, he was that good.
Yeah, he was.
19 and scoring 20 goals a season. It's relatively unheard of, isn't it? But I mean, I didn't actually have him in on my bench, and if
really,
yeah, I didn't have him on.
Anelka was on job when he was on
job.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love him, right? In it as a player, like I just always as a man, as a player, as a just think
the way he started in his late 20s.
Yeah, it's inspirational. But also he feels like he very much still loves the club.
Yeah,
to this day, it was always Arsenal. It was like a love affair. It was always going to be Arsenal.
Do you know, I guess my thought process was if I'm having him on the bench, who's going to make the biggest impact? And I just felt Anelka, if you're right.
You know what? I'll give him this. Anelka was the reason Ian got pushed out of the club.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's why he get a deal. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Ian Wright's a great. He's one of my favourite players as well. But if he wants one to make an instant difference at that time, and then we're talking, at their peaks, I still go Anelka.
But okay. This is what I'm saying. Okay, I get what you're saying. Anelka was a world-class player at the time, but Ian Wright was a world-class finisher. You couldn't finish better than Ian Wright. That's all.
You think about it like this as well, yeah. Like how many, even when Arsenal were dead in the early night, or not as good as they were, like he was still banging.
Still banging in goals. And it was always sometimes it was always orthodox as well. Like unorthodox, he would do he'll chip it like when the ball's behind his fucking foot, bro.
Yeah. Right foot, left foot. He could do a lot of stuff, man.
When he wasn't good as he was, people would say Ian Wright, and you couldn't debate it.
Second top scorer as well, by the way.
Facts.
Yeah, it's tough because Arsenal were blessed with a lot of really, really top strikers. We haven't even mentioned Carnu.
Lacazette, Carnu though. Carnu was a beast. Carnu was a beast.
But that hat-trick against Chelsea.
Can you believe it?
Yes.
literally the tightest angle. He curled it in the top corner.
When I feel like annoyed about current Arsenal, I'll go and watch that game. I watch that clip just there, that of the hat trick, of those 3 goals, because it brightens my day every single time. It's such a beautiful moment.
I mean, Nelka. Even Kanu against Tottenham, that little flipped it over the guy's head. Boom! Like, oh my god, he was just mad. His feet was just destruction. And no one ever say this. Him and Ornery partnership was slightly destructive. If you ever see Kanu and Ornery together, they were cold together.
Wenger always had 4 decent strikers at the time, so that was the key for him to win anything, was to have 3 or 4 options, 3 or 4 decent strikers. So you could have the likes of, like, I remember the games we played when we played Wiltord and Henry, or Bergkamp and Henry, or Wiltord and Kanu in certain games. We went to Old Trafford with Wiltord and Kanu and won the league.
There we go.
Madness.
Can you imagine going to Man City now with like Nketiah and Balogun and turning up and winning the league? A whole Balogun jumping over Nketiah.
We're gone.
Party done. For me, that's for me. Like I've got a sauce for Wiltord. Like honourable mention, not on my bench, but Wiltord for me, I just always felt he was Mr. Like for 2 or 3 seasons, you knew what you were gonna get. He wasn't gonna start every game.
He was a great 13th man. Come off the bench. He was
come off the
great.
bench.
He was great.
Every squad is a 13th man like that.
Can I give one other honourable mention? Like, I'm surprised no one's mentioned his name, but Samir Nasri.
Fuck him.
You don't like? No, the player.
Fuck him.
Samir Nasri, the player, not the attitude, not the person.
He's a pagan. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, but
sorry, man.
He pissed me off more than Van Persie, to be fair. He pissed me off more. At least with Van Persie, I understood a little bit more his reasons for it. Nasri's never...
That game against Man United,
He could
that game against Porto,
I'm sorry, but
man was swimming like a shark.
I thought you were gonna say Paul Merson. I would agree with you. But you said
even Ray Parlour off the bench, man. Moments, man. Cold hero.
I'm saying, bro, but
cold hero.
Nasri's a prick. He's a prick.
But he was a bloody good player. I think the team that he was in, there was 3 or 4 players that would, at the time, could play for most teams in Europe. And when he was there, and that was Nasri, Van Persie, Fabregas.
Yeah, that little trio
was special. That little trio was special.
I take your point on that one. I did take your point, but I don't know if I 100% agree. But I take your point.
Even Adebayor, when he went, he didn't piss me off more than Nasri. At least with Adebayor, I understood because
I think when they all went to City, it pissed me off.
No, but Adebayor, he was still getting abused even when he got shot up in Africa Cup of Nations. So I can understand that. That's poor shooting for the fans, isn't it? But Nasri was a prick,
and he was really loved by Arsenal fans as well. He was really loved by Arsenal fans. That one hurt a lot. That departure,
for real.
That one hurt him quite a bit.
Prick. So anything that good came from Nasri, it blocked my head. I don't care no more.
I thought he treated Wenger quite badly as well.
I think
treated Wenger quite badly as well.
Yeah,
Wenger was very patient with him when he's actually problems.
I think Ashley Cole was just as bad. I think not so much Van Persie because
Ashley Cole was worse, to be fair.
But he got poached though.
But I mean, for $5,000 a week in those days, it was like $50,000 a week, $55,000 a week. He could have just waited next season.
Didn't Arsenal offer him $50,000 and he laughed at it?
Yeah, well, he said he nearly crashed his Mercedes. Over $5,000 a week, because Chelsea offered him 55 and Arsenal offered him 50, and nearly crashed his Mercedes over $5,000. He was so insulted by the offer.
Oh my God.
It's $5,000. You came from nothing.
You know what? Now you think about it, Cashy Cole.
It was awful. I hated the whole saga, and we got to end up with Gallus as well, who wore the number 10 shirt. The whole thing was... It's interconnected. It makes me sick to this day. To this day.
But this guy was number 10, like he was a
to this
player.
day. It still makes me sick, and it's all interlinked. So I can't even separate the thing. I can't even separate it no more. For me, it's like, nah. Done.
Yeah, 5 million and William Gallas. Nah.
William Gallas, number 10.
Horrible deal.
Oh my God.
And then the only memory I have of William Gallas is him crying against Birmingham City after that.
No, but that was he lost his head.
That's the only memory I have of William Gallas. I don't have no good memories of William Gallas.
I think that's the
moment.
He
scored against Tottenham?
No, he scored against Chelsea.
Oh, well, that's even better.
He scored against Chelsea.
Did he not score against us with Tottenham?
That sounds about right, you know.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
He scored in it, in the Northern.
That's what I'm saying.
Gallus was a hoe as well, by the way. He played for Chelsea, Spurs, and Arsenal. Fuck off.
He was that slag bag, you know.
Pick one and deal with it.
You were that ex that was just too bitter, so she
That's
tried,
what I'm
she tried to, he tried to go with all the others to make everyone jealous. And nah, mate, it's done, mate. You're done. But no, I think now we get to the boss. I think there's only one boss that holds Arsenal together.
Wenger.
Mr. Wenger.
There's not been a
Professor.
manager. Yeah, I mean, much as I was, and the funny
genius.
thing is, you know what? Like, I mean, in the day I was Wenger out as well. But
I think we all was at one point.
But there's a reason for it, and it's just because I think all good things come to an end, and it's recognizing when that point was. And I feel like he had ample opportunities to bow out gracefully with a side that was still quite solid, and they weren't taken. And that's the only downside. That's the only thing that you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Oh, you could the Batman.
You know what? Though? I do believe
I was
though,
born in it. Molded by it.
I was going to say I do believe that that's just not down to him. I feel the board should have done more there. I know it's easy to keep him because of the past success, but we could see it all going stale, and I think the board should have reacted earlier to that.
16-17 for me. Like after that final, we had no right to win that final. Like,
Well, we should have won that league. Let's no right win.
But after that disappointment, he had one last crack to get that. After that 16-17, we finished. Was it 5th? I think we finished that season. First time out Champions League. Do you know what? Finished there. You still got a decent enough squad. Yeah, man. Still Sanchez and Ozil to work with. There's still something for the new manager to pick up and run with, and then sort the contracts out. We didn't do any of that stuff. Yeah, man. And we let it all go bad at the same time, and the players just stopped giving a toss. But even in Wenger's last season, we were turning teams over 5-0 at home with no apology. We might lose 1-0 to Huddersfield away, but we were beating the same teams 5-0 at home, and I just enjoyed that. I enjoyed that element of it. I enjoyed us like being able to turn teams over. Nowadays, I can't see us doing that as easy. Yeah. And that's what I miss. I miss the days of us being able to walk up at home and Brighton's coming there. We quickly just put 4 past them.
All right. All I can say, I hope we do well against Burnley. Fucking hell. But lads, hey, much respect for coming down. Hey, I love this conversation. 2 diehard Arsenal fans next to me.
Thanks for having me.